Good afternoon. It's 3:01. I'm Just Brano, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. Plenty of NFL news going on today. This morning, the Steelers traded wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 sixth-rounder to the Cowboys in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. The plan is for Pickens to play out his rookie contract with Dallas. The Titans signed veteran defensive tackle James Lynch to a one-year deal. Lynch signed with the Titans practice squad shortly before the start of the 2024 season before earning a spot on the roster and appearing in all 17 games, recording 20 tackles and a sack. The Jacksonville Jaguars released wide receiver Gabe Davis, who last offseason signed a 3-year, $39 million contract. Davis played 10 games with Jacksonville, catching 20 passes for 239 yards. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
.3HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. I know it's cloudy and rainy and cool, but your feet hit the ground. We're all here together. One big happy 3HL family. We need to expand this family, and unfortunately, that's on y'all. So take ownership of it. Tell everybody you know about 3HL. That way you can have things to talk about at dinner or when you meet up at the bar or whatever it is. Right? You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
You will see me and that woman dressed in the same color.
Look at that. That is bunk.
What up, baby?
It's a pink kind of day.
A pink
Slay
day.
missed the memo.
The last time I wore this shirt, you also wore pink.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why would y'all leave me out?
I don't know.
The wildest part.
I told you yesterday that we're all on the same verbal cycle, and we need to get on the clothing cycle.
Oh, yes, we do. We're working our way up to it.
Do you have a pink shirt?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Of course he does. You see him when he gets all snazzy.
Snazzy.
When he's not snazzy, it's Oak Hill basketball, which is today, and Boom Boom Room shirts.
And sweats all the time.
Hey, it's important to be comfortable.
Hey, man.
You know?
Carmelo Anthony came out and said the other day, man, listen, if I can't walk in the room and be comfortable, I don't need to be in the room.
Right?
I feel him.
Right.
I feel him. He said, because think about it. All these people that's making the money in the tech world,
Yeah.
so they show up in sandals and
Jordans.
flip-flops, Jordans,
Yep.
cargo shorts,
Yep.
half-torn shirts.
Yep.
I don't know if you need to go in a half-torn shirt, but unless you're on the company.
Bill Belichick did his CBS interview in a
Like
shirt
what?
with a hole
Like,
in
who
it.
put a cigar out on their shirt?
By the way, how many books are they selling? Like, everybody made fun of her for going after him, but she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew she was looking for a viral moment. She got it. And man, they
She's still getting it.
like
Yes, she is.
the response and the lines for the book tour are going to be outrageous.
I bet. Everybody want to know now.
But I don't want to read Bill Belichick's
I'm
book.
not going to read it.
He's like the most boring guy ever to me.
There's
Unless he's talking about football.
He is. He's
Yeah,
talking
he's
about
talking about
everything.
football.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I want to hear about.
I'll read it.
Yeah, where's that chapter?
You'll read it?
Absolutely.
Are you a book reader? Like, I never have time to read books. I love reading. I really do. But, like, we spend so much time reading sports all day
Right.
that by the time I get home at night, the last thing I want to do is pick a book up.
I usually do in the spring and summer.
Yeah, when you have free
Do
time.
not in the fall.
It's
winter.
impossible.
Yeah.
So that's why I became, like, such a movie guy. Like, it's so easy to watch movies while we prepare the show. Anyway, Slay Dog, I got to get to Helen's, man.
You got to get, yeah, yes, you do. I would say, got to get to where?
So, Chris Slay, who is at such an author on Instagram, posted the Helen's specials every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. She goes, under new management, me.
Hashtag me.
And it's the Smyrna location, though.
Smyrna location, yes.
On
On
Sam Ridley.
Sam Ridley Parkway. So easy to find.
Hashtag me.
Monday's chicken tenders meal. So I might hit that one.
Mm-hmm.
Leg quarter Tuesday.
Yep.
Wings on Wednesday. And I'm a breast guy, so Thursday is for me, too. Breast quarters on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm a Wednesday,
$8.
Thursday guy.
$8.
Yeah.
You're what?
I'm a Wednesday, Thursday guy.
You're a wings and breast guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
Friday is Fish Fry Friday.
I'm a Friday guy.
Whiting and catfish.
Friday guy, too.
I really need to incorporate more fish into my life.
You should.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so healthy. I don't know, like, when you fry it and then, put hot sauce on it. But,
Yeah.
but I really do need to get fish into my life. So, at Such an Author on Instagram, give Chris Slay a follow, and Helen's over there in. Yeah.
Try to use my last name, lady. Hey, you know
Does
what?
she use your last name, or am I?
No, you're right.
Okay. Good. I didn't know if I was messing up.
She just ain't wouldn't change it, but she's changed it everywhere but with the government.
Bab said that's a really hard thing to do.
It's
That's what I
the
heard.
biggest pain in the
Yeah,
butt
so I mean, just like
you will ever
to
do.
eliminate your old name and then get a new name, like if you get remarried.
Yeah,
It's awful. I mean, think about it. I got married,
Yeah.
changed my name, got
Yeah.
divorced.
You were South African there for a second.
I was. Got divorced, changed my name back to Davenport, and then met my husband, got remarried, changed my name again. It is the biggest pain in the butt ever. I'm done.
Yeah. See, ain't no need.
My husband's safe. We're going to stay married forever. I'm never changing my name again.
you know
You're never leaving.
You know what's funny? Like, I've made such an effort through my life to not try to hook people up, but I'm so glad that I was involved in you guys meeting.
Me too. Thanks, Mayor.
Yeah.
And I really didn't try. I just said, because he called, hey, you mind if I call Dawn? And I'm like, no, dude. Like, so basically I just stayed out of the way, but I feel like
You gave approval. I mean, what were you going to say?
I didn't say, hell no, I wouldn't call that chick.
I'm
What
not
are you
calling
doing?
her. Who?
I'm actually surprised
That
you did
woman?
not. Do you know what you're getting into here?
No, I actually
you might not want to.
When he mentioned it, I hadn't thought about it before, but when he mentioned it that day, I was like, their personalities actually would work well together. Like in that moment, and I was like, yeah, go for it. What am I going to do? Who am I, her dad? So anyway, I'm glad that worked out.
Great.
Yeah. It's going to work out for George Pickens and the Dallas Cowboys, I guess.
You think so?
Former Georgia receiver. I don't know. I mean,
we'll
two
see.
crazy
Should.
things.
Yeah.
You know?
should.
We'll see.
Their wide receiver room is really talented, like in the top three, and then no depth.
They just fall off.
I think they're going to be really good.
I always think that.
Yeah.
I always think that. But I don't know. So that deal went down today. That was the big NFL news. Dallas Cowboys acquired Steelers wide receiver George Pickens, who played at Georgia. Cowboys receive Pickens and a 2026 sixth-round pick. The Steelers get a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. So the story is that they've been working on this deal since before the draft, and then they got so close to the draft that the Cowboys decided to wait and see if they could get T-Mac from Arizona, and they were unable to do it. He went eighth, I think. So they weren't able to get him, and then they got this deal done. So now they have CeeDee Lamb, who had 101 receptions, 1,194 yards, and 6 touchdowns last year. Pickens, 59 for 903 scores. Jalen Tolbert, 49 receptions, 610 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Then it's like Jalen Brooks, who had 12 catches, Jonathan Mingo, who had 17 catches. So if they have an injury to one of those 3 guys, trouble. Also, run game. I don't know what they're doing there. They got Javonte Williams from Denver, 139 carries, 573 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Then they drafted Jaden Blue, who's got a chance to be really good, I think, from Texas. But he was a 5th-round pick. So we'll see what happens in the run game. But then you've got all the Dak Prescott questions about regular season Dak and playoff Dak.
2 different Daks.
2 different Daks.
With some different weapons, too.
Which leads me to the NBA, and we're not getting playoff Jimmy Butler. I mean, he was okay last night, but when Steph went out, he needed to take over.
Yeah, he was a little hesitant. But before we even dive in that, I got an announcement.
Hey, Slay has an announcement.
Thank you, Zephyr. This was the first time I've ever in my life, since I've been listening to the Zone, well, not about that, since I've been listening to RK Dub, that I had to turn the radio off this morning. I had to turn the stream off.
That.
I couldn't take it.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I couldn't take it.
I can't wait to hear
this was
I heard it.
This was beyond disrespectful by William Bowling Lee. Or whatever his name is.
I thought you called him Will Lee Bowling.
No more respect for him. But I thought I had. I said for a second. I said, you know what? I'm not going to address it. I wasn't. But then I promised everybody in the chat that I was going to address it. Because William Lee, I think they were talking about
what in the hell?
Yeah, the things that are overhyped, if I'm not mistaken. Things that are overhyped.
What is overhyped?
he went with NBA basketball.
Yep.
Oh.
Slay took it personal.
Yeah, I most definitely took this one personal.
Yep.
And the only reason I took it personal is because of what he said is the reason that he doesn't watch NBA basketball.
Before you get to that, what were some of the other options? Like, superhero
people went through-
movies or...
I caught the tail end of it. So I caught, like, some people said
Did
The
you hear
Master.
anything?
Some people said Derby. Some people said...
No, I just knew about bowling because...
Bob is in here. Bob, what'd you hear?
They talk about overhyped sporting events.
Overhyped sporting events.
So the ESPYs.
The
Yeah,
ESPYs.
ESPYs
That's a
was
good
one.
one. I never watched the
See,
ESPYs.
I'm with all this.
Do you
that's
guys
cool.
watch the ESPYs?
I like the monologue. The
They-
opening monologue has been cool as of late.
I forget what day they put that show on, but I do remember every year thinking that they're smart to do it on the day they do it because it's like that day and the day after is the only two, like it's the two worst sports days on the calendar.
Mm-hmm. So they give you
But I
something.
still don't watch it.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, unless you know somebody's getting an
ESPYs
award.
is a good one. Okay,
Yeah,
I get that. Okay.
I'm cool with those.
But the NBA thing, he doesn't
That's
watch-
not an event.
Will Bowling
First
doesn't
of all.
watch the NBA because why?
First of all, that's not an event.
You know what's funny?
It's a whole damn league.
I was coming in here and I was coming in the door thinking I was going to lead with, not the Cowboys thing, but NBA action is fantastic. Remember that,
Yes,
that slogan?
I loved it.
Slogan and logo. And I mean, these games are great.
Yeah.
And that's what my position was going to be like. Y'all need to be watching. So Will Bowling doesn't watch because why?
So this is my thing. And I know you're saying break Zephyr. We ain't breaking. I'm telling you. This man got on there and said, and disrespected the sport. Just because you don't like it, all right, cool. Hush up about it. Say it, whatever you want to do. It's your world, your prerogative. But to say that you only watched the
Bobby Brown.
NBA when it was 70 and 80 points being scored.
Well, yeah, one of those.
That's when James Naismith invented the peach basket. That was the last time. There is
invent
no
the peach
70.
basket.
Yeah, and you wasn't even alive, dude. Like, what are you talking about? These folks out here playing a different style of game, so you don't have to watch it. But you and your little bubble came out and said that, and you tried to stand on that, which was the dumbest take in sports to say when they were scoring 70 and 80 points. You were not alive. You were not alive, Will Bowling. Like, at all. So that was just dumb.
Is he in his
That was
head
dumb.
thinking about like the Knicks and the Bulls and that stuff? That wasn't 70s and 80s.
I'm okay. I don't care
it was
what
different
it is.
because
It's never been lower than like 94, 95.
No, but
Ever.
if he would have made the point, like I liked it when it was physical and they played defense and they didn't call as many fouls or whatever, like the Jordan rules. I get all that.
Listen, man.
But they weren't scoring 70, 80
This is all I'm saying. It's cool to say you don't like it. All right, cool. That's straight. Stand on that, ride with it. But to go and elaborate on it, that's like me elaborating on American soccer. I could say that's dumb. I don't say it's dumb just because I was exposed to European soccer, where the really European football, where it really happens at, and was seeing that for 14 years, the real way it's played, then coming over here, I don't poop on his little game. You know what I mean? Oh, his little, when he go out there and call the little NSC games, I don't poop on him when it ends 0-0. Now that's dumb. So stand on what my girl always says.
Your co-host
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally understand. And I always try to push back and say, you know what? All right, it's cool. I like it. It's dumb. It's dumb. So every time I get on their show, every Friday, I'm going to talk about how dumb that damn game is and how dumb they damn cause is. You don't even have to have a commentator for that game because it's only going to be about 3 scores. You can let a little kid get in there. We made to go get Landon, my guy, little Landon, that loves all the Nashville sports, and let him call the game because it's only going to be 2 or 3 of them. That's all you need. You don't have to worry about it. Nothing's going to sell. Like the real football is taking place over there in Europe. So while we're trying to adopt the game and they come over and steal a little bit, you all in on it, but you out on basketball. Get the hell out of here, Will Lee. I can't, and I'm going to give him some more. I'm just going to wait.
All right, Buster.
Because I done let him ride with it a couple of times, and I done gave him breaks. I ain't giving him breaks no more. I'm standing on them. Tell you.
I will say it's been awesome the last few nights.
No, and that was my thing. You brought it up
you
at
know
this
me.
time.
She's not an NBA
I'm
person.
not an NBA
No.
person.
We just talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Like it's dude,
Yeah.
and I'll admit when it's that's a horrible game. That's a horrible
in the
style of
middle
basketball.
of the season,
That's
you know,
cool.
I might be
Regular season,
I might be
that's
with
not
Will
for that's
Bowling.
not for the average
know?
guy that you trying to pull in or gal that you trying to pull in the basketball. But the playoffs, these playoffs right here,
Talk about
this
playoffs.
been They've been getting to it.
Well, and
Man.
it's interesting because a lot of people listening probably do agree
70 to 80 points.
with Will Bowling on some
No, you
level.
don't. You're
On some level.
live.
But
70 to 80 points, y'all. 70 to 80 points.
he messed up by going
Who?
there. He messed up by going there.
We just had a dude score 81.
I love how you have
Kobe.
James
talking about?
Naismith inventing the beach basket.
Yeah,
That's
little
amazing.
hand wheel. See, he's talking about games that he was never able to play. That's why he had to get out there and go run, go do some cross country. Them little bit of hands couldn't hold the ball.
Why are you getting all personal on our guy
I
now?
gave him opportunities. I'm on his neck from now on. We got a basketball court here in Nashville that we've grown up with. Shout out to Howard McClain. Shout out to Harry Gilmore, who just had the gym retired in his name. The Pearl High Tigers out there. The North High. Man, we got plenty of basketball courts in this country, in this city.
No question
Man, he
about
talking
that.
about, man, he gonna sit there and say that. Over there at this school.
you didn't
now,
let
when
me
Darius
finish.
Garland come up, he want to stand on something. No, Darius don't take you. He does not accept you, Will Bowling.
You didn't let me
Bowling,
finish.
Knock some sense in your summer. Mama Bowling, knock some sense. That's why the brother and the sister are the coolest ones. I ain't speaking to Will Bowling no more. Now,
We did hang out with the brother and the sister and the daddy and the
them
mama
my dogs
in,
right there.
in the Lexus Lounge.
Them
not
my
too long ago.
dogs.
You didn't let me finish.
What?
To the people out there that agree with Will and don't watch NBA, because I think you get in your head, it's easy to get in your head like a narrative that NBA is different than it was, which it is. But at this level of playoffs, you've been talking about, like, if you don't watch, give it a chance, you're going to enjoy
This it.
Because Oklahoma City,
This is what
Denver,
we've been starving for.
Cleveland, all these teams that are left now play a great brand of basketball. Jalen Brunson
He ain't talking about nothing.
have a great brand of basketball, and a lot of people in the chat are like, the last couple of days in the NBA playoffs have been amazing.
They have
This
been
has
amazing.
been phenomenal. So to say that right now, see what's going on in the room. Like, why don't you take a smell?
You're right about the basketball, too. And you can go in this town, you can go, I mean,
Get out of here, man.
To the history at TSU, to
No.
the history at
Come on,
Tribeca,
man. Women's and men's.
to the history at Aquinas.
Get out of here, man.
What
You
did
know what I
Ramon
mean?
say?
Ramon knew to steer clear.
He didn't say a word, did
No,
he?
they let him throw the rope out there on his own.
So what time are you on Friday?
9:20.
Must listen
And
to
I'll be live
radio.
and direct. He might not get a word
Hey,
in.
listen, here in the chat, honestly, the NBA is boring, and I feel like it
That's
died
cool.
in the early 2000s.
Good. All right, cool. Well, stay
I mean,
over
there
there.
are people
Well, go to
that
NSC.
are
They got
with-
some over there in
with
Geodis
Will.
Park for y'all that's even more boring.
Jack,
Yeah, I'm leaning. I'm leaning.
Ronald
I'm
Sylvester
leaning.
Slade.
But nope.
I'm
He
gonna
get
need
to
you
keep doing it.
stand
Nope.
back up
He get to
straight.
keep doing. Nope. I'm leaning. He get to keep doing it. I'm gonna do it every time too. Every time I hear him bring it up, I'm gonna lean on his little sport.
you know what's funny?
What?
When I saw you before the show, you seemed so like,
I was
Chill.
waiting. I was waiting.
it was almost like a volcano simmering.
I was just sitting here.
Like there's a guy that climbed Mount Vesuvius 3 days before it exploded.
I've been waiting on this since the morning. I
Can you
turned the
imagine?
radio off.
3 days before it exploded. It's going to explode on Friday, but here you go. Like, it's rumbling. Mount Vesuvius is
I probably
rumbling.
ain't
You can
coming in
hear
on
it.
Friday. I probably ain't coming on the show no more unless Savage asks me.
I think you should, though. I think it'd be great radio.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see Will.
Slade, Throw Punch Thursdays tomorrow.
I don't care nothing about no.
Oh,
Can you bring this tomorrow?
Dave!
Can you bring this energy tomorrow
Nope.
and do it again?
Nope, I don't want to no more.
Okay. You gotta find something else then.
I'm done. Take my energy shot.
Kevin, NBA might be
I
different,
don't
but
think you need that.
I did earlier. That's why I stopped and got it.
oh, that's
I
the
don't
beat
need it
one.
now. Yeah.
Kevin says, where did Kevin go? The chat is like a slot machine. It's moving quickly. Kevin, NBA might be different, but soccer has always sucked.
Oh my gosh. See, now
It's cool. Now we
So now
we'll get
soccer's
each other.
just going to take straight.
It's
Oh, no.
basketball versus soccer from here on out.
Basketball versus
Soccer here on out. I'm representing basketball. William Little Hand Lee is representing soccer.
Jack says Will has a snake in his boot.
And there's only one. Terrence Reynolds III is the only cold soccer player.
Vol fan
little nephew.
76. NBA and NSC both suck.
That's cool. Cool. One of them selling, though, and one of them ain't.
All right. Coach Mack presented by Two Rivers Ford next. 3HL 1045 The Zone. I want to tell you about FergusonHome.com. They are the presenting sponsor of 3HL, and we appreciate them. They're also the presenting sponsor of the Nashville Golf Classic, which is coming up June 9th. 1045thezone.com for more information there, and you can get your teams set and learn more about Ferguson Home at the event. We'll do our show live from there, 401 South Mount Juliet Road, the new location. We hit that spot a few weeks ago. Absolutely amazing. And we've put some things on social media, some videos that we did from out there that you'll need to check out on any of our socials. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Again, South Mount Juliet Road, that's Providence Marketplace. You can find them there. Also, Powell Avenue in Nashville. They've been there forever. New Salem Road in Murfreesboro, Clarksville, and Bowling Green. Hinkley Lighting, inspiring radiance in 2025 with exceptional lighting and ceiling fan products that are superior in design and quality. Go in and ask about Hinkley Lighting. They'll point you in the right direction. For those contractors, interior designers, and multiple project managers, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home. Stop by the showroom, any of the showrooms, and see and feel what you're looking for before the installing. Ferguson Home has the largest selection of products and the top brands to help you finish with a finished product that your client will love. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. FergusonHome.com.
What's happening? And Wes and Claire are the cool bowlings. Now, on to KellamStemCellInstitute.com, where I got to head over to get me a little, a little secret sauce hit off into my knees, man. My knees been hurting from playing all this basketball all my life. Yeah. So I want to get out here and be able to do some cool things, man. Not like just like run, like a slow trot run through life. That's not what I want to do. So I'm going to go get some holistic stem cell therapy. Your body, your cells, your solution. And yeah, I'm fired up today. That's what the inflammation does in your body. It's fired up. So you got to get your stem cells to talk to the inflammation to get it out of your body. Like you get out of here. You do not hold residence here. That's what happens at Kellum Stem Cell Institute. 615-850-4415 is the number. So lock in on that. Sit down and talk to Dr. Ethan Kellum, and he will set you straight, man. I promise you. The inflammation is acting up, that you can't do those regular walks and all these other fun things, activities coming up in the summer. Well, they'll help you with that. Go to KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Two Rivers Ford announces employee pricing for everyone. Every tradesman, every dad, every rising star. You pay what we pay. Two Rivers Ford. Locally owned. American made.
3HL 1045, The Zone, Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Slay, you good?
Hey, man, I'm ready to rock and roll, rock the show, man. I just needed the platform for a second.
It's like you're jumping on a trampoline with somebody and you're just kind of jumping, and then you get that double jump.
No, man, I got my warm-up in. Yeah, I just came out the layup line. I'm ready for the game now.
Coach Mack joins us now, presented by Two Rivers Ford. Coach Mack, what's up? How are you?
Hi, guys. Everybody there today?
Everybody's here.
Hey, Coach Mack.
That's good. That's good. I went to practice this morning, getting back in the swing of it. I hadn't seen Bones and Renee Stewart yet, since they've hired them, so I wanted to see those guys.
Oh, good, yeah.
Standing up there watching practice with Jimmy Wyatt, so we're back in the swing of it.
How are those guys?
Oh, they're good. I mean, have you guys had Bones on your show yet?
We have not. We have all kinds of requests in for many things, but they're trying to work through all of that.
Okay, well, when you do have him on there, all three of you will be ready to suit up on special teams, I promise you.
So
I was super excited when that news came down. Do you remember?
Yeah. So, Coach Mack, that news actually came down while we were on the air. And when Zeph read the news, Davenport, went nuts. She hasn't been that excited since, I told her that the Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches were coming out.
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you something about Dawn Davenport. I witnessed her the way that she can celebrate something she likes when we were at the draft party. I absolutely loved it. That type of energy and that type of passion, I'm with that all day. She was right about the draft, and she was right about Bones.
Especially after last year and what the Titans went through special teams wise. And I get some of it's bad luck, but just the repetitive failure of special teams for this team last year needed to be addressed. So
yeah, and you've already seen his hands on this with some roster moves that have occurred with guys that he likes. So that part of it will be interesting.
I've known Bones a long time. I was with Bones, of course. Bones' dad and myself, God rest his dad. So we were coordinators together there at Arizona. Then we were head coaches in the NFC East against each other. But
yeah.
As soon as Fish got that job at the Rams, Bones, he was getting ready to leave the Raiders. That was our first call.
So I know obviously you and Jeff Fisher are tight. That's your guy, right? Who's the second guy for you?
John Fox.
Oh, okay.
John Fox.
Oh.
Yeah, Fox
That's a good one.
What's your history there? I never met him, but I've heard nothing but good things about him. And just talked with Callahan at in the VIP room at Cosell was talking with them, and they started talking about John Fox and how great he is.
Foxy's a dude, man. He was he was at the Steelers when I first got into the league. Of course, we were the defensive coaches, young defensive coaches in the league together. Then Foxy's a dude. You guys would really like him, I promise you.
Coach Mack joins us. Thanks to our friends at Two Rivers Ford, and we'll get into some Titans stuff. But man, there was you lost a favorite guy in your football life, Steve McMichael, not too long ago. Wanted to ask you about him. I know you've talked about him on our show before, but what kind of player was he? What kind of dude was he for the Bears?
Oh, come on. It's there's 6 guys on that Bears team that I was fortunate enough to be with for 10 years that are in the Hall of Fame. And Steve was the last one. He, of course, that defensive line, 3 of the 4 of the starters in the defensive line are in the Hall of Fame. So how good were we? And plus the middle linebacker was in the Hall of Fame. So, but McMichael was unique in that he had a persona, Mongo, Ming the Merciless, all of that stuff. That was a great persona, but he was one of the smartest defensive tackles I've ever been around in my life. And, when I coaching the linebackers, and especially the middle linebacker, Mike Singletary, the communication during a ball game as far as to what was happening, what was going on, especially, within that tackle box and more specifically within that center guard triangle, when we would talk between series, I mean, I would go right to McMichael and say, what are they doing? What are they doing? How are you seeing it? How are they trying to block us? I mean, one of the smartest dudes ever. And I mean, his personality was, and you had to understand that you always had to be on guard with Ming, because I mean, he was as explosive personality-wise as he was, but it was all very calculated. You know, it's just like kind of like McMahon's Mad Max persona. I mean, a lot of that was for the show part of it. But Steve McMichael was one of my absolute favorites, and he commanded everybody that came into that locker room respected him just because of how dedicated he was. I mean, you know, he was cut. You know, New England drafted him and cut him, and he bought a used Cadillac and drove from New England to the Bears when they decided to sign him, and slept in that Cadillac outside of Hallis Hall for a while till he could get established.
Wow.
The dude was different, but one of my favorite all-time ever dudes, and a huge respect in that locker room. Mike Ditka loved him.
He was such a physical player, man, and I just remember Singletary working so well off of him too. Oh yeah, and then Hampton McMichael used to give Singletary just unmitigated hell all the time. Because they'd always tell me, hey, tell that little midget linebacker of yours he's welcome for making him an all-pro. That's right. Dan Hampton. It's funny when you talk about defensive tackles, and a lot of us get caught up in like, Big Jeff had 5 sacks or whatever. Like, why is that number not higher? And you fail to realize sometimes, like, job responsibilities in a lot of cases in keeping offensive linemen off linebackers and things like that.
Guys, we played a 4-3, and look, Big Hamp was the 3 technique, and his one-on-one was devastating. But Ming was the guy that played in that center guard gap, and he ate up so many double teams. Mm-hmm. I can remember going into games after the ball game, and I'd go into the training room, and they'd both be sitting there smoking cigars with a bottle of tequila between them on a bench with ice all over them, just all taped up, and they'd look at me and go, "You're welcome. You're welcome to your career. Tell your little linebacker he's welcome too."
Your little bit of linebacker. Speaking of defensive tackles, Titans are re-signing veteran defensive tackle James Lynch, 1-year deal. Former 4th-round pick out of Baylor. Just didn't work out in Minnesota like they had hoped, but he tore his ACL and missed the last year there. But played all 17 games for the Titans last year, 23% of the defensive snaps. What can you tell me about James Lynch and I guess defensive tackle number 4, which is important in that rotation?
No, he's a perfect rotational defensive tackle. I mean, at Baylor, he was a sack machine, and I remember vetting him coming out. But as far as a rotational guy down inside, he's ideal what you'd want, because a guy that's a rotational guy down there has to be able to play both the 3 and the shade. And he's a really he's a smart player. I think he's very dependable. I've never coached him, but just watching him and listening to Tracy Rocca, he's a very dependable guy. That's the kind of guy that you've got to have, in the belly of your football team, because it's important once you get that rotation going at any position, but especially down in there where you're going to have to rotate those guys if you want to keep them fresh with what you want to do defensively, especially the way this defense works. You've got to have guys that are dependable when you get in there. I think he is that kind of guy.
Veterans, as you mentioned, at the facility, on the field, what kind of work are they getting in at this point? This
is phase 2, so that they're out there, they're doing individual, but they can't go against each other. In other words, you can't have offense against defense. So they're on 2 fields, and of course, I made my way around to all the position groups today just to kind of to watch. But they can go through team, but they can't be together, because this is the phase 2. Once they get into phase 3, that's when they can start to come together. So it's just, and again, it's voluntary right now, but there's a pretty good number out there. I'm not taking roll, but just watching and looking and seeing. It's individual time. and plus it's time to get them back into the flow of it,
Yes.
into the new things that they're going to introduce both offensively and defensively. And plus they've got enough new players that, I mean, this is a orientation time too, even, with the new vets they're going to bring in. Of course, the rookies are coming in Thursday, and Thursday they come in, they'll take their physicals, and then they'll start going through their orientation part of it. That is extremely important. Then they'll be on the field, by themselves for the Friday and Saturday practices. Also, they've got, there's a lot of procedural things they have to go through. I mean, last year, they had Mike Keith give a history presentation of the Oilers/Titans. Just to kind of tell these guys the history of the organization that they're getting ready to try to play for. And then, so Mike Keith clearly is not here anymore. So they asked Rhett Bryan to put it together to voice it this year. So he
told us about that. He's excited about it. Yeah.
Well, and he should be, because it is a perfect guy to do it, because he's been here from the start, with it. And Rhett will do it thorough and a really good job. But then they'll get on the field, a little bit, keep the rooks separate, and they're going to have, not only the draft picks, but the other UDFAs that they're going to bring in, plus some tryout guys.
Yep.
There'll be a lot of people on the field for this weekend.
And then they'll all get together next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coach Mack, real quick before you head out, was it anybody physically looking like their body changed, or anything that caught you walking by somebody you like, he looks a little different?
I'd be lying if I said that I noticed that, Ron. I'm always going to tell you the truth. I'd be lying if I said, you know what, I really checked this guy out. It looks they've been here for a while working out, Ron. So that's the one big advantage vets have. It's a good question, because it's one big advantage vets have over the rookies, because the rookies aren't in condition yet.
Right.
And let's just be honest. But these guys that have been here working since it opened back up, for the off season, I mean, you can tell they're all in pretty good condition. Of course, they've got, there's no helmets out there right now. It's purely getting back into the swing of it. But I'm always going to tell you the truth. I'd be lying if I said, man, this guy really looks different.
My man.
Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford. Thanks for the memories of Steve McMichael. Really appreciate it. You got something on the way out, Babsy?
Oh, no. Well, y'all are going to get mad at me because we need a break. But just real quick, so we're going to be talking about this wide receiving core as a whole. Like, is it good enough for Cam Ward kind of thing? What's your take on that, just with no NWI, no D-Hop, Boyd? And clearly we don't know what the room's going to look like yet because of some of the undrafted free agents and draft picks. Who knows? But what do you think?
Yeah, and I get the questions. The question's very relevant, because this wide receiver room, before the draft and before free agency, before signing Lockett, it was really shy of two things. It was shy of numbers, and it was shy of experience. Mm-hmm. And so they've tried to build on that in the off season. That's going to be something that's going to be watched very closely. And I'll tell you this: if you're a rookie coming in here and you want a chance to be able to make a squad pretty early, that's one position that if you show out on, that you're going to have a chance to play pretty quick. Just because of the numbers. I like the Lockett signing, because I think they needed more experience. It's not what I think. I mean, they clearly wanted to add some experience to that room, along with Calvin Ridley.
There's going to be competition too, Coach.
I'm looking forward to watching these young guys to see what they can do.
It's going to be competition at wide receiver too. That's on the docket to talk about. There are 12 guys that we need to kind of watch during camp and all those things.
I don't think
at least
when you listen to what Borgonzi talks about anytime that he's on it. Look, this roster is still going to be an ongoing process of filling it. This is not. They're not done yet, and that'll probably be a position they'll still be working through.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. See you.
All right, Coach Mack,
Coach.
presented by Two Rivers Ford. When we come back, we'll take a look at the defensive line, the defensive tackle position, real quick, just to see if they're set there. We will take a look at the wide receivers, as I mentioned, as we roll through the show. I wrote down 12 guys to kind of watch during camp, and they keep like 7 So we'll try to figure all that out when we come back. 3HL 1045 this home.
What's happening? It's time to get it in order. What is it? It is your unit. Put a UN in front of that. And you got it. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. That's who's going to take care of it. Go to springhillac.com. They are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. And they got some specials that are for you. It's time to tune up the thing, so schedule your 21-point tune-up for only $69. And in the end, understand this, when you turn your AC unit on and realize quickly it wasn't working like it should, don't wait until the peak of the summer when it's burning up hot outside. You got to start opening windows to get a cross breeze going. Don't do that. Just call Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. They offer free service calls with their repairs, plus low monthly payments on those repairs. And also, get a second opinion. They are free. That's right. You go get a quote from someone, get Spring Hill to come in and let them do the job and make sure you understand this family-owned, operated company, Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, will take care of it. It's family-owned and operated, and they mean it. So let Kevin and the fam take care of you right there at springhillac.com.
All right, Two Rivers Ford, just living on this big announcement right now. Employee pricing for everybody, you and me and sisters, brothers, entire family, doesn't matter. Every single person pays what they pay on almost every new Ford on the lot. Maybe you're looking at those F-150s. Love them. I absolutely love my truck. And at Two Rivers Ford, what you see is always what you get. We have Two Rivers Ford vehicles in our driveway, and they're the best. They don't do things like add on expensive accessories or tack on service packages to increase the price of their vehicles. They're upfront. They're honest every single time, and now you get employee pricing. No better time to buy American, no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, and of course, home of the non-commissioned sales team. And now, home of employee pricing for everybody. From America, for America. That is Two Rivers Ford. Go see them. The South's most trusted Ford dealer.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, the executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
It's
What's
Babsy's
up?
song.
This is my karaoke song.
Is it? I mean, I know it plays in the background while you stand there.
Listen, that was 8 years ago, okay?
Is that how long ago that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was when Brad Lampley's kid Jackson was going to Tennessee, and they were having the party about him going to. So we went to the party, and then we went to the
Karaoke after.
and then we went to the Cumulus Christmas party. Then we went to karaoke.
I did 3 parties in one night.
But so we rode with Coach Mack from the Lampley's house. Shout out Brad and Jackson. Jackson was a great player for Tennessee. So so loyal and giving and all those things, and stayed. You know what I mean? Where he could have gone somewhere and started, every game of every season. But an important player and a great kid. But anyway, we rode with Coach Mack to the Christmas party, and that's when I discovered Coach Mack's speedometer was in kilometers per hour. I was like, Coach, we're not going 170 miles an hour. What was going on? Oh, it's in kilometers per hour.
It's max speed.
So when we got there, I was like, you want me to fix that? And he's like, nope. I know how fast I'm going.
I can feel it.
But then we went to karaoke, and that's when Babs stood there with
Listen,
Warren G.
If you listen to the background of it, if you get off by any amount, there's no, it's just the same beat over and over in the background. It's a
Zeph,
loop.
can you play it again?
Listen to the background.
Just listen to the music. It never changes. So, yeah, if you get lost, you get lost, and that's
You get
it.
lost.
But
And
what was,
I also drank like 2 bottles of wine that night.
what was funny about it, though, was like you stood there for a couple of minutes. Like you let it go, and you just kind of grooved, and you had your glass of wine, and you take a sip every once in a while.
It was playing in her head at the time. Shout out to Michael McDonald, too.
Lewis.
The original.
So it said, let's do this.
I saw
It
that guy.
said, what's up?
I saw that guy, Michael McDonald.
You're ready now. Ready now.
I saw him driving down Old Hillsborough Road one day, and he was in a convertible, and that white hair just blowing through the breeze,
silver.
man.
That's
Silver, yeah. I started to say gray, but it was it was silver.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked with this sales rep, Mary Garland, and she was like, she's still living, but she's in Vegas. She's like a Nashville radio sales legend, and she was phenomenal. And when I got into, I did radio sales for 5 years, and almost 5 years. And when I got into sales, I went on a call with her, and she was like, don't do it like I do it. And she literally walked in and told the guy what he was going to buy, put the pen in his hand, put the contract down, and he signed it, and we left.
In other words, by force or by choice. You're going to sign this deal.
Yes. But she was loud.
Yeah.
From New York. I mean, just loud. Red hair, maybe a little orange to it. And she was phenomenal. But we walked into Pancake Pantry.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how in Nashville, like you see famous people and you really don't call attention to it because, we kind of protect everybody here. She walks into Pancake Pantry, Michael McDonald sitting in there. Oh, my God. I mean, from the front door.
Really?
Oh, my God. Michael McDonald. And he was like...
I know they really caught him off guard right there. That was real.
He was nice to her. She went over there and hugged him, but he exited pretty quickly.
I bet.
But anyway,
Slide on that
Michael McDonald, legend. He's in random songs singing backup too. It's almost like he would do it for buddies. Like he's in a Christopher Cross song, and I heard him singing backup, and I'd never noticed it before.
Yeah,
and I looked it up, and there he is. I'm like, I mean, he's every bit the star of Christopher Cross, but who just turned, I think, 78. Anyway, from Ian Rappaport today, the Titans are re-signing veteran defensive tackle James Lynch. It's a one-year deal. Former 4th-round pick out of Baylor with the Vikings. Played in all 17 games for the Titans last year, 245 snaps. Did any of y'all notice James Lynch that much?
Man, I promise I was just about to ask you that.
Right? When I read that he played 245 snaps,
that's a lot.
23% of all Titans defensive plays.
Dude, I watched a lot of games.
So now it's Jeffrey Simmons, Devondre Sweat, Sebastian Joseph Day, James Lynch, Keandre Coburn. You think they're good there rotationally? I mean, this is separate from the edge stuff, right?
Define good.
What she said.
So do you need to add bodies there? Like, you're good with Jeffrey Simmons and Devondre Sweat. So from a depth perception,
That's good.
Perspective. God,
That was you combined them.
it's going to get there.
Yeah, perception and perspective.
That's what we do on Thursday
Perspection.
sometimes. It saves time. Sebastian Joseph Day,
Yeah.
I mean, he's usually
I
on
like
the field with Simmons and Sweat, but
I like him.
I do too. And then Lynch, we just said that we didn't really notice him. Coburn.
I like Coburn.
Right. So, I mean,
That's,
they've got Abdullah Anderson, Philip Bleedy, Cam Horsley, Devontae O'Malley, Isaiah Rakes, like all those guys.
so to answer your
I
question,
think they're
there you go.
okay.
There you
Right?
go.
Yeah.
I think they're okay.
Well, and
For
also,
depth.
Comparatively to other positions on the roster.
correct. And also, but also, what kind of other bodies are you bringing in? Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. So Coburn and Lynch are rotational guys
Yeah.
anyway.
Yes.
Can you get better with rotational guys? I guess is the question. And provide
on
some
our-
competition there.
Chat said our run defense was terrible last year. Not sure why, but it was.
Inside linebacker.
Everything was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Inside linebacker was tough.
It was all bad.
I mean, they ended up with the two rookies going at the end of the season
Yeah.
at inside linebacker.
I'm a quality over quantity guy.
Yes.
So I'm
Well, and that's my
Yeah,
other
they're
point.
good.
What kind of bodies and
know what
talent
I
are you
mean?
really going to bring in anyway?
right.
So,
I
like the
mean,
Cowboys
from a
wide
depth
receiver room
standpoint.
we talked about. So, quality over quantity. So, if I give you CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that goes to your point, right? Quality over quantity.
Yes.
But if you do have injury issues, then
Then
you've got
yes.
Jalen Brooks out there.
Ooh.
Right. We
Now,
get
the edge debacle,
yeah.
I need a little more though.
that's a very
I
different
need a
conversation.
little more though.
And
So feel
inside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many sacks
Boy.
they're bringing back from pass rushers from last year's production?
Hit it.
If you include Oladejo's 4.5 from college, it's 25.
No, you don't include
You don't
his
include
from
that.
No, you can't.
college.
So I'm
20 and a
saying
half.
if you do that, so
Who was it?
20
Arden
and a
Key
half.
and who?
Right?
No, I'm saying like all
The
the,
guy
people
they brought
that
in from Seattle.
I'm saying, yeah, all the people they have on the team now, they're last year's production, they're like barely over 20 sacks.
Yeah, but that you said brought back. They played for the Titans
No,
or played
like
in the NFL.
No,
They're-
some of them are newcomers.
yes, the newcomers too. Like
That they
all
signed.
of their 2024 production, it's like 20, a little over 20 sacks.
Right. Draymond Jones from Seattle, they think is going to be a player.
Yep.
Arden Key is more rotational guy. So
You got to understand too. The people they're bringing in were people that's looking to take a step in their pro career
Production.
Yep.
Yeah.
too.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the wide receivers when we come back. I wrote down 12 guys. I'm going to go through this and
One
see.
of them's gone. They just cut somebody.
See what, probably not off my 12
Okay.
Somebody already got cut.
Yeah.
on your day off. No, they're working.
How you gonna get fired on your day off?
But they usually keep like 7, right? So let's kind of take an early look through there. Have they created some competition at the wide receiver position? 615-737-1045.
History had the gold rush, then came the oil boom, then the tech boom. But right now, it's the Wi-Fi boom. And the Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Streaming, yep. Gaming, video calls, got it. Even when your boss schedules a meeting that definitely could have been in an email. And now you can get Xfinity Internet and mobile together all in one plan. It's the ultimate power couple. Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile gives you faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go so that your Wi-Fi is booming wherever you go. Now through June 23rd, new customers, you get 400 megabit Xfinity Internet with free equipment, unlimited internet data, and get one unlimited 5G mobile line included, all in one plan, all for $40 a month for 1 year. So whether you're working, you're watching, you're panning for Wi-Fi Gold, Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming, that's for sure. Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. It does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply, taxes, fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduced speeds up to 30 gigabits of data usage. Data thresholds vary after 1 year. Rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply to all services up to $143 a month. Actual speeds vary.
It's time to get your game where it's supposed to be. Go to Vertical Gyms, verticalgyms.com. This is the place to sharpen your skills, grow your game, and rise above the rim. Why don't you? Now, you got to understand this is a full basketball performance and skills training center with some elite guys out there doing the training. I know a guy, one of the guys I know personally, KD, gets it done, man, all the way from Denver. So they went out and found some people to go out there and deliver the goods to you right here in Nashville. Elite vertical and strength training, open gym sessions, and private coaching. Youth leagues, clinics, and player development programs are available. Now, understand this, monthly memberships are right there for the taking as well. 2328 Jackson Downs Boulevard. That's where you need to go to. 2328 Jackson Downs Boulevard, all right there. And don't think it's just basketball because they partnered up with Pro 3 Fitness for complete performance and rehab services. They offer weight training, plyometrics training, strength training, and post-injury rehab. So get there. Get your game above the rim at Vertical Gyms.
Good afternoon. It's 4:04. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. In Titans news, they signed veteran defensive tackle James Lynch to a one-year deal. Lynch signed with the Titans practice squad shortly before the start of the 2024 season, before earning a spot on the roster, appearing in all 17 games, recording 20 tackles and a sack. The team also waived injured wide receiver Tate Martin and linebacker Kyron Johnson. This morning, the Steelers traded wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 sixth-rounder to the Cowboys in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. The plan is for Pickens to play out his rookie contract with Dallas. Also, Jacksonville released wide receiver Gabe Davis, who last offseason signed a 3-year, $39 million contract. Davis played 10 games with Jacksonville, catching 20 passes for 239 yards. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, and your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three at 104.5 The Zone. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. There he is. He's Ronald Sylvester Slade.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Oak Hill basketball.
That's right, man. Shout out to the legendary Coach Smith.
Didn't I see some news about Carmelo Anthony regarding Oak Hill? Not too long ago?
He's the him
Director
and
of
his
operations or something?
Kind of like GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing in like him as a GM. Yeah, so
That's cool.
we're gonna see. You got to get back on track, man. There's some losses taking place up there on the hill.
Well, that whole world is different. There's so
Totally.
many like Oak Hills out there.
Yep.
Not just IMG, man. There's all. What was that basketball factory where all the Division I guys played?
Mount Verde.
Mount Verde, yeah.
Down in Florida.
Cooper Flag and those dudes.
Yep. Derek Queen. They had plenty. Too many. 5. They had Asa Newell got left off the McDonald's All-American team because he was on the team. That may gonna be a lottery.
Who's going to be a lottery pick? Yeah.
It's nuts.
Go watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There's Babette.
Hi.
Babsy!
Good afternoon, people.
Woo, we started the show on fire.
Well, some of us
Scorching.
did.
Hey, you know what? I was sleepy coming in. I just went and did my little hair therapy over at We Grow Hair, PAI
Good.
Medical. You know what I mean? Took a nap in there while I was doing it.
See, that's good for people to know because I think people have a misconception that it's like painful.
Oh, no, y'all. Yeah, go on it, man. Listen, you go in there to do work. You can take a nap like me. I always come in. I make them turn the light off. Like I'm in there in the dark. Like I got a little footstool. I scoot over there near me.
Well,
kick my
how
feet
do
up.
they see? What if they miss?
No, they do it. No, I sit up under the little lamp. No,
Okay.
not that. Now that's a different treatment that they have.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not mine. That ain't the one I go with. But then I went to the juice bar. Shout out to my little juice bar folks and got me a nice little PB&J smoothie with spinach. Got me a.
It's such an odd combination.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
right.
Peanut butter jelly and spinach.
It sounds awful.
Awful.
I'm bringing us one. I'm bringing us all one.
And you need spinach in your diet because you want to talk about superfood.
I'm bringing us one.
But you get the
I'm
peanut butter
guaranteed
and
it's
jelly
good.
to mask the spinach.
Dog,
That one doesn't look green. Usually it looks green.
yeah.
Did you leave the spinach out today?
No, sir. Always. They already, when I pull up, they start making it. The next time I go, which would be
You
tomorrow.
went to Gulch, man. All the Gulch merchants know.
Yeah.
Potbelly.
I'm bringing y'all one. 3.
I'd rather you
3
bring me
tomorrow.
a sandwich than that.
No, you getting this tomorrow. You get a sandwich on Friday.
Friday will be in Murfreesboro, actually, at the Embassy Suites at the home show.
That's
the
right.
Home Expo. I'll have more on that in just a second.
See, that's different what you just said than the way you and Babsy explained it to me at first. Y'all,
Here it is.
Home
Ready?
Expo.
Want to learn more about it?
Not
Yeah, hit it.
vendors.
Vendors,
Wow.
not food vendors.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Clearly.
I know. Sorry. That
Homeowners.
was a little.
Okay,
Aggressive.
keep in mind, I've never read this copy. You ready?
Oh.
Ron
Where's this
Burgundy.
from?
I should be doing this.
Homeowners, DIYers, and dreamers join 3HL at the Murfreesboro Home Expo this Friday at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, sponsored by Wright Construction of Tennessee. From home automation, security, remodeling, and design, the Home Expo is the place to find what you're looking for. Admission and parking are free. To learn more, visit 1045thezone.com/events.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So when Slay found out about this, he thought there were going to be like food vendors there.
Yeah, y'all said vendors were gonna be there, so I'm automatically thinking like we get food trucks. What's my Kona Ice people? They gonna pull up at some point.
Kona Ice is everywhere.
Man, Kona Ice so good. Man, they pull up. They
No
can pull
kid
up
will
anywhere.
turn down Kona Ice.
Man, no man, no human, no woman, no anything would turn that down. Everybody getting Kona Ice. Because they let you pump your own juice, little chairs or whatever it is, the little.
You love that part of it. Like the hot butter at the movie theater.
Oh, my gosh. Dude, I won't mind. I want to have to, before
Wants
I
to pump his
walk
own.
off from the Kona Ice truck, I want to have to sip mine. I overflow my cup.
What,
is
you
what
get
I'm talking
Tiger's
about.
blood?
I get tiger blood, cherry, grape, blue raspberry.
Okay.
Boy, that is good there.
I love how you have a go-to no matter what I talk about.
Oh, yeah, come on, man.
What do you get at McDonald's?
See, this right here is starting to vary.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was stuck on the chicken Big Mac. That was phenomenal.
Do you know, like
McDonald's.
one night late at night, I thought I was hungry and I thought about you and the chicken Big Mac, so I overeated it.
Dude.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Did it show up?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, because Slay's never
Was
showed
it
up.
hot?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, but you can't order from here because there's 10 Music Circle East, which is where we are, and then there's 10 Music Square East, which is where BMI is. So BMI gets our stuff all the time.
Or some patron walking by.
Yeah, if they leave it out front.
Yeah.
That's
Which
a tough
to
thing.
do too.
So you went off the chicken Big Mac.
Yeah, because it's
You had double hamburgers.
You got to
the
go
other
through
day.
the drive-through. Yeah, so that's my new thing. I just found that on the menu, double hamburger. I get extra mustard, extra ketchup, extra onions on it. Medium
Sonic?
fry.
You go to Sonic?
French toast sticks when I go to Sonic. I get on out of them.
Wendy's?
Wendy's, double stack, extra mustard, extra ketchup, extra onions on it.
Junior bacon cheeseburger.
Junior Bacon
I had
Cheeseburger.
somebody- you know
that's,
what?
That's the OG right
You
there.
can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
No.
Can't go wrong.
Is
Can't
it
go
still
wrong.
99 cents? I just order them without even looking.
No.
I think that was back in the 80s,
Nope.
back.
Nope. Nothing is 99 cents
that's-
anymore, Mayor.
that's
Don't
how-
you know?
Back in the 80s.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
When the NBA teams would score
Dude.
70 and 80 points.
See? Yes, exactly. Yeah, James Naismith, thank you.
I love how you had him inventing the peach basket. That was
Dude, like,
amazing.
come on, man. What you doing?
I wonder who did invent the peach basket. I mean,
Yeah.
he used it.
Yes.
That was a great idea on his part.
It was.
Just cut the bottom out.
Going to run with it.
Titans wide receiver room. We started to look at this. I think it was A to Z Sports put out the wide receiver room. Is this room good enough to help a rookie quarterback? That's what I started thinking about. And have they set up competition at wide receiver? They have definitely done that. I don't know how good the receiver room will be as a whole, but here's what I wrote down 12 guys, right? And so typically, 6, 7, 8 make it, depending on your system. And I think we'll see a different offensive system this year. But here's what I got. You ready?
Yes.
Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson. I think people keep forgetting that they brought him in.
Right.
Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett,
Love it.
and then the two rookies, Chim DK and Io Manor. The rookies coming in, they're definitely going to make the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 guys. Traylon Burks.
Hey.
I
See-
think he's going to be injured. I'm sorry. Let me-
What a way to put that.
That sounded terrible. I'm sorry. I don't think he will be
On
healthy
IR.
yet.
Yeah.
I think he'll start on the pup list.
Yes. That's a
Sorry,
better way.
Slay.
I
That
think he'll be
sounded.
injured.
Now
No, that's
listen,
not even for me, no.
he could even.
I feel bad for Traylon. He's
Brothers
such a
just
good,
walk around injured, man. Like,
I'm sorry.
he's
I'm
such
sorry,
a good
Traylon. I
dude.
didn't mean it that way. I meant he will start on the pup list, so you won't have to count him.
He's such a good dude, and they just had a baby, and he looks like a freak when you stand next to him. And
He will be physically unable to perform, probably all year, but who knows?
remember when we were at practice and we were set to interview him after practice, and he went down right in front of us
Yeah.
on a deep ball? And we're like, oh my gosh.
He did come over to us after practice,
did.
so he was fine.
So there's 6. This James Prochet.
Crochet.
That's the guy that Bones brought in to be a special teams guy, but he's listed as a wide receiver.
Well, you know he making it. Bones ain't bringing you in if he brought him with him.
But he's listed as a wide receiver. So that'll maybe give them one extra than they normally would have, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe
Mason-
7.
Yeah.
Mason Kinsey, does he make it again?
I mean,
He finds a way.
I feel like you can't bet against
Like,
Mason Kinsey.
Yeah.
He always ends up on the roster.
He
Whether it's in
does.
the practice squad and he brought back up or something like
Yeah.
he's,
Dude's a fighter.
He's fun to watch at practice
Good
because
for
he
him.
gets all in everybody's face.
What is this, like year 3 or 4, going into year 4 or something?
Year 5.
Golly.
Actually, it might be year 6, actually.
That man going to get a pension.
Oh, he's already got it.
That's balling. That's what's up.
What is it? 3
Good job,
years and 3 games?
Kinsey.
I guess, yeah, we did have we had a
Listen,
discussion
he's
about that.
speedy little guy.
No, he
I just loved
Yeah.
it when
cool. It's just in the games.
when they bring in other teams here. I mean, he's all up in them, and it's
Which
funny
is funny
because
because
he's not a big
small
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is year 5 for him.
Yeah.
It's funny that we said the same thing but differently.
Yes.
I say he's not a very big guy. It's
I'm
just
like, he's
a
small.
small guy. We literally said the same thing but differently. That's
Strong, though.
our personality types there. Jaquan Jackson, rookie from last year, struggled on special teams.
Almost a Pro Bowler.
That's right.
He played in 12 games.
Jaquan Jackson,
Was a Pro Bowl leader for a long
Mm-hmm.
time, baby.
that was amazing.
1 catch.
Yeah, he had 1 catch for 8
One
yards.
catch in 12 games. I feel like we're going major league
Remember,
now.
in the team drills against the other team, was it Seattle that came in last year? I forget.
Yep.
He caught 2 passes in a row on crossers that he took to the house.
Yeah.
In a row.
Yep.
And I was like, oh
That's
my,
speed.
like he ran
That's all we're
away
talking
from
about.
people.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and then-
keep going down your list because there's more.
I got a fave
Is that your
I have
list?
now.
No, that's 10.
What do you have, 12?
Colton Dowell.
Right, who
Coming off
didn't
the
even
ACL?
play last
Coming off the
year.
ACL.
Yeah. I mean, and he showed
Was this
some
early
potential.
on? It was towards the end of the season, wasn't it?
No.
This ACL was that Bryce Oliver. Somebody got hurt at the end of the season with the ACL.
Yeah, Colton Dowell didn't play last year.
Burks?
It was the year before for him.
He was hurt early, Babsy.
Oh, sorry. I mean, he's always hurt.
She's just going to answer that.
You're right.
Burks every time.
See.
Bryce Oliver's the other one. So that's 12. So Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, DK, Io Manor, Traylon. I didn't even mention Restrepo.
I was gonna say that's my new favorite.
Undrafted
that's-
free agent.
That's 12, actually.
is-
Restrepo I had as part of the 12.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, who did you leave off then? 1, 2, 3.
Ridley, Jefferson, Lockett, DK, Io Manor, Burks,
right.
Restrepo, Prochet, Kinsey, Jaquan Jackson, Colton Dowell, Bryce Oliver.
Okay, that's 12.
Yep.
And they keep, let's say with Prochet, from a special team standpoint, they keep 7.
Right. So that's 5 names off this list.
They also said that DK would get a look at returner.
That's right.
Yep.
So they might not need to keep Prochet if
When-
DK proves he can do the return stuff.
When they drafted him, I immediately texted Cosell about him, and I put on Twitter some stuff. But Zev came back with, can he be a returner? And I asked Cosell that, and he said, absolutely.
Who?
DK.
DK. So I wonder, could Prochet, could he been moved to like corner and be a gunner?
Here's the thing. How many years has he been in the league?
This will be
7?
year 6 for him.
Year
Who,
6.
Prochet?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And he's not productive as a wide receiver at all.
at all,
Right.
but that's not why you brought him in.
No.
Also,
But he'll be
he's-
listed that way.
He's more of a vet than, I mean, this is a young, take out
Very
Tyler
young.
Lockett and Calvin Ridley. This
Very
is a
young.
very, I mean, how many years has Van been around?
Maybe 5?
Uh,
4 maybe?
4 or 5.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He may be year
He's
4.
a pretty young, and especially from production standpoint, this is a young room. Prochet at least brings a little bit more of veteran knowledge.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
know.
like, how many reps is he going to give you at wide receiver?
Right.
I don't think, ideally, you don't
This
want
would be
that.
going
I
into
don't
year
think.
6 for Van.
Like, if
Jefferson.
you've got Prochet playing at wide receiver and getting reps, like,
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble in the room. But is this the year that Kinsey?
But could you say the same for Van Jefferson, honestly?
Right.
I think Van Jefferson's going to have a competitive situation. I don't think it's guaranteed that he makes it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think Ridley, Lockett,
Although
DK, Io Manor.
he had 24 catches for 276 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. Prochet only had 3
Right.
catches.
I don't think neither one of
I
them.
mean, he was not there to be a wide receiver.
So Prochet will make it in terms of listed as wide receiver, right, because of special teams.
Mm-hmm.
So the guaranteed, I think, are Ridley, Lockett, DK, Io Manor, and Prochet. That's 5. and then 2 of Van Jefferson, Traylon Burks, Restrepo, Kinsey, Jaquan Jackson, Colton Dow, Bryce Oliver. Now you do have the the expanded practice squad thing.
Well, Restrepo. And you ain't got to worry about Burks if he's on the, what's the name, PUP, right? Does that count
exactly.
against the roster?
Nope.
Yeah, so, yeah. So
Which,
you take him
it's
off.
guaranteed he's going to be.
I wonder if they don't.
I would think it's guaranteed he'd be on the PUP list regardless.
I think that's
start the
probably true.
season, yeah.
But I wonder if they don't injury settlement him at some point.
That's another avenue.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting Restrepo on that list.
You just hate that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Restrepo, I know his numbers aren't great from a combine testing.
You don't need him to be great in the slot.
I know. He's just, he gets it.
You need a football player.
And he also is where he's supposed to be on every single route.
With a guy that's throwing to him that knows it.
How bad does a rookie quarterback need a player like that he can trust regardless? He's going to be exactly where he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
615-737-1045 if you want in. What do you think about the wide receiver room? Is that good enough? Is that room good enough for a rookie quarterback? Also, what kind of competition have they set up? 615-737-1045.
Okay, Zen Sports app getting the major upgrade. It's almost ready, and you want to make sure that you jump in and you're ready to go with the new state-of-the-art VIP Play app coming here in just a few weeks, probably. VIP Play is going to offer over 200 leagues to wager on, all of your favorite bet types, live always on VIP Play. VIP Players Club sweepstakes. Every bet you make on that gets you entries into their monthly sweepstakes. Like a couple months ago, it was for the tickets to the basketball tournament, tickets to the big game, football-wise. I mean, they do some great monthly sweepstakes, and you can earn 1 entry per bet, 1 entry per dollar bet, and 10 times your entries on parlays and same-game parlays. That all on the new VIP Play app. So go ahead and claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. When you make your first bet of $5 or more, you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do, sign up with my code DAWN, TN, DAWN, TN. Get ready for it. VIP Play app coming soon to Tennessee exclusively. You want to know more? Head to VIPplayapp.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. You got to be 21 and older and located in Tennessee to bet.
All right, y'all. The time comes when you're having a cookout. You know, the summer's about to hit. Everybody, adults are back on the patio having a cocktail or maybe a brew, or somebody's, occupied on the grill and can't get out and go do something. You need somebody to run to the store. And Babsy yells across like, "Hey, Thatcher, go to the store, go get some ice for us." A number that he should have is Bart Durham Injury Law. You got to have that number because he know mom's and dad number. What you think about that, Yor?
Thatcher's going to call Bart Durham and them?
Just saying. Got to make sure you have that number because if he takes the car and he's just now about to start driving, you want to have him safe.
My man ain't even 16 yet, but he's ready.
Exactly.
I love it.
Hey, man, but this is the thing. Anything can happen once you give those kids the keys to the cars. They've never been out there on the road. So you want to feel safe? This is where Blair Durham's number is saved in that phone. Will help. I promise you. That's exactly what they do. They go out there and fight and take care of everything from the moment you call to getting you the compensation you deserve. 615-242-9000, just in case. Bart Durham Injury Law.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Hinckley or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Rod Slay with you on a Wednesday afternoon in the Music City. Join RK Dub at Backfield in Motion's annual charity golf tournament on Monday, May 12th at Gaylord Springs Golf Links. Backfield in Motion dedicated to improving literacy and numeric skills for at-risk youth, providing them with a strong foundation for higher education and future career success. To learn more, visit 1045thezone.com. What an incredible organization Backfield in Motion is and has been for so long in this community. So that golf tournament coming up. Gaylord Springs Golf Links, Monday, May 12th. RK Dub will be broadcasting live. Again, to learn more, 1045thezone.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Austin Stanley texted me. He said Bryce Oliver's making the team.
Uh-oh, there's another one going.
There you go.
And he's right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you count Crochet. That was one. Potentially one.
Oh, my gosh.
But again, the way
That's
the practice
actually
squad.
pretty competitive.
That's what I was thinking when I saw their
That's what you
list
want.
and started to write down all 12.
I'm going to strap on.
It's youth competitive, right? I mean, there's young talent in there, but
But I wonder how many of these dudes they keep with the practice squad delegation, right? Like, because you can bring them up and down.
Yeah, and Jael talked about what we was talking about last week. An undrafted guy isn't getting first-team reps. And I don't think any of us are saying that, but leading up to training camp and to the preseason, he damn sure can be second and third-team reps and maybe first-team reps at times.
you'll also see him in preseason games where he can
No, that's what I'm like.
show what he
We
can
talking about
do.
from this point where they start working this weekend. The tape is out. The eyes on.
And the good thing for Restrepo is, like, if he's getting reps with Will Levis, right? Like, Will Levis likes to throw it to the guys that haven't done anything. Even when the other guys are on the field.
It's very true.
Remember?
Yep.
That's when you called it out.
No,
on the sideline at training camp.
That's
You're
what
like,
made me,
Ridley and D-Hop were right there, and he just threw it to Mason Kinsey.
Don't forget they on the other side.
What are you doing?
Pick to the house.
Yeah.
Was the play. That was
Pick to the house was the play.
against the number one corner of their defense.
Yeah.
So he tested them with the number. Yeah, let's go somewhere else.
Todd Furman joins us now from Las
Let's go to
Vegas.
Todd.
Hey, Furman, did you see the video of Slay Dog hitting the green?
No, nobody saw the video of Slay Dog hitting the green. We saw Slay sidle up to the tee box. We saw Slay hit a shot. Everyone commend him and applaud him for what was apparently a great shot at the tee box and set up a birdie opportunity. Yet there wasn't any continuing video footage of exactly how that hole transpired or if Slay actually even put the damn ball on the green.
Hey, guess what?
That wasn't the important part there, Furman.
No, but it was on the green. But this is what I want to tell you,
Don't
Todd
let the
Father.
truth get in the way of a good story,
Yeah,
Furman.
Never, especially on the golf course.
Especially a guy that lives in Vegas. This is the other part of that. Now, Todd Father, this is what you got to understand. You've been everywhere today. You were in a conversation that I was having with a guy at lunch today, and I was talking good about you. And
All right, there we go. I peaked. My day's out. All right, we're going to end this segment now. I'm walking out right now. Front of Costanza.
I like to say, though, I abruptly stopped and let them know, like, I don't feel
caught
comfortable.
yourself?
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable talking about this guy this way. And then, lo and behold, when I go to my phone, the first picture I see is Todd Father in the tux at a wedding. And I'm like,
Yeah, you look good, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, no, you
I mean,
didn't.
look,
No, you
your
didn't. No, you
wife looked
didn't.
really
No, you
good.
didn't. She looked good. You didn't look like
There
anything,
we go.
Todd
That's
Father.
the key. Dawn nailed it. Nicole looked good, and I was just there to try and make sure that I could provide some well-needed filler. I mean, I know my role in those kind of black tie events that we attend. I am just there to try and fill space, much like a seat filler at the prominent award shows.
Todd, have any of the win totals changed for NFL teams following the draft, or do we wait on that?
No, we'll wait on that until we actually see schedules get released next week. That's going to be a much greater indication of exactly whose schedule is front-loaded, who's maybe back-loaded, what teams will get the benefit of additional rest, especially late in the year, and which teams will play a few more games on short weeks, as we know has historically worked against a lot of these sides. But don't tell that to Cowboys fans, because you would have thought with the news they acquired George Pickens today that win total would have gone from 7.5 to 11.5, and they would have catapulted the Commanders and the Eagles to the top of the division odds. But it's very difficult this time of year for a draft pick and or free agent signing to kind of move the needle. It's more the schedule. It'll be some of the injuries that inevitably come out of camp above all else that are there. And that's where things start to get to be a little bit more entertaining and interesting, because we will also, of course, get week one numbers posted as soon as those schedules are released next week.
So, yeah, next week, for those that don't know, May 14th, which is a week from today, the NFL schedule comes out, where they will dominate a random day on the calendar like they do so often in terms of interest and numbers and ratings and all those things. So that when the schedule comes out, we'll watch numbers change a little bit.
Yep, you'll start to see numbers move a little bit. And that's the one thing now why the betting market is so much further evolved than what it used to be, and in my opinion, not necessarily for the better. These win totals have been up, arguably since as recently as a week after Super Bowl, because we do know the schedule of opponents that these teams are going to face. You have a pretty good idea of what the baselines are going to be, and sportsbooks, of course, reap the benefits of hanging these numbers early, taking smaller bets, and allowing some professional bettors to kind of shape those markets accordingly. And as we get closer to the start of August and, of course, kickoff in early September, that's when limits will be at the peak. But you would think there are mainly the inefficient numbers have been beaten into shape, and those markets and numbers are much tougher to beat closer to kickoff of the regular season.
Todd Furman, our guy in Vegas, at Todd Furman on Twitter.
Hey, couple of prop bets out there on FanDuel. We just want to talk about this new fancy quarterback that the Titans have. So Cam Ward prop bets that are out there. Total passing yards, 3,200 and a half. Over under. Total passing touchdowns, 18 and a half. Thoughts on those?
Both numbers, I think on the surface to fans, you try and do the quick math and you go, wait a second, that's less than 200 yards per game passing, and it's barely more than a touchdown per game from an overall outing standpoint. But the one thing you do have to keep in mind when you're handicapping some of these season-long numbers, there is a little bit of an adjustment built into them because you have to account for injuries. So if you're going to try and make your assessment on a full 17-game schedule, it's oftentimes going to leave you a little bit underwhelmed by these numbers. But I'm not running to kind of go under on either of these unless there's wins that come out of Nashville that Cam Ward won't be the week one starter. And at least right now, there's minimal reason to believe that he won't be given every opportunity to start week one and at least allow the Titans to figure out what they have, put this rookie quarterback's feet to the fire and allow him to kind of learn on the job. If Will Levis were to win the job out of camp, then I think you're running to the window to kind of bet those numbers under the total. And look, we made fun of the Titans offense plenty last year, but it's hard to imagine with a change at quarterback that this group could possibly get worse and look more anemic. So I wouldn't be running to bet under, but I also don't want to have over tickets on either of those particular markets that you mentioned, Don, sitting in the portfolio this far out.
Before we get to the NBA and the NHL.
Over, Furman, over.
Shocking that the three of you guys are making a case to go over a rookie quarterback's inaugural performance.
Dawn is the only one that spoke there.
Yes. I think I might be on my own there.
No, I don't know. Slay will come around. It's still, May 7th right now? Give Slay about another 6 or 8 weeks, and he'll be talking about Cam Ward throwing for more than 4,000 yards.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm leaning towards it.
NASCAR. Let me hit you with NASCAR before we get into NBA and NHL. NASCAR, NHL. Joey Logano won in Texas. Our guy Chase Briscoe, man, I was watching. He spun himself out. I don't know why he went 3 wide there by himself, but he spun himself out and finished 27th. Who do you like in Kansas Sunday?
Yeah, that's a racetrack right now that's getting harder and harder to bet. Since they went through the repave and the reconfiguration, turns 1 and turn 2, nothing like turn 3 and 4. And you mentioned Chase Briscoe kind of spinning himself out. He wasn't the only one towards the front of the field that didn't get into wrecks. I mean, Josh Berry, Nashville native, did the exact same thing when he had a good car out front. I'm going to go a little bit shorter in terms of pricing on the odds board this week. And I know this is a driver that's been snake bitten more often than not. But you look at how he's performed at 1.5 mile tracks, and while Kansas hasn't been his best, he came home 4th last year in the playoff race, and I think Ryan Blaney is knocking on the door of finally breaking through to grab that checkered flag. So I'll take Blaney at a slightly shorter price than what I like to back early in the week, around 7.5 to 1. By virtue of his strong finish last week, he'll give a good qualifying position, and I have to imagine it's just a matter of time before the 12 finally snags his first win of the season to join his teammates Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, and of course Josh Berry as well with their victories already in the 2025 campaign.
Top Father, going to the NBA. Now, the Celtics, they shot 15 for what, 60?
15 for 60. 45 misses are an NBA playoff record.
At home, Todd Father. I don't expect Missoula to change any of this. I expect them to still launch it, maybe mix in a couple of times of some mid-range or going to the basket. But the Knicks, can they pull it out again on the road, or are they satisfied with that when they're going back to the Garden?
The craziest part about that, when you look at the numbers, 25%, not exactly rock bottom compared to what we've seen from the Timberwolves in each of their last 2 games from beyond the arc. And for the Celtics, look, uncharacteristically poor for a team that, as you know, Slay, loves to shoot a high volume of three. Yep. But you go back and you watch that game. A lot of those threes weren't even contested by the Knicks.
Right.
And if the Knicks are going to continue to play defense like that, the Celtics are going to have a game where they're flirting with 40 to 45%, and you don't want to be on that side of the regression. The bigger question that I have for the Celtics right now, and Slay, you can probably speak to this much more effectively than I can, Jaylen Brown doesn't look like himself.
No.
And I know that he's dealing with that knee injury, but the explosion doesn't appear to be there. The Knicks don't have to respect him as a penetrator whatsoever. And I think it's really changed the way this Celtics offense is operating, which is a bit of a problem when you're looking to lay a number like this at 10.5. But it's also hard to ignore that the Celtics did build a 20-point lead at one point in Game 1, and I can't imagine they're going to take their foot off the accelerator. So I won't say it's Knicks complacency that gives the Celtics an opportunity to win and win convincingly today, but you'll see them play with a little bit more desperation and probably be buttoned up. If I was going to get involved in this game, I would look to lay that big number with the Celtics in the first half, much like like the Cavaliers before they folded late in that game. Yeah. They had a double-digit lead going into the break, and I think you're going to get the Celtics at their best for the first 24 minutes.
Totally agree.
That's a big line, though, 10.5.
I wish it was massive. 8. If it was 8,
all of these numbers have been big, and it's the first time in NBA history in the second round that all 4 home teams have lost the series opener. So if you had the foresight to play all 4 of those dogs on the money line or put together a nice little parlay with those road dogs, there's a good chance that Slay would have been calling in sick Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week.
Hey, well, you got the Thunder. They were up as well, and Denver was able to fight back. I think this was an opportunity for a young team to look at themselves in the mirror and say, all right, we got to continue to play like we do. There's no need in looking around and then trying to stall out. You can't stall out with a 24-second shot clock. So I think OKC, I do think they covered this 10. What are your thoughts on this game?
The Thunder not covering Game 1, not all that surprising, although they had plenty of opportunities to extend. But the way that they lost that game was rather head-scratching, to say the least, with that late-game falling strategy and what they were trying to do, kind of putting themselves behind the 8 ball. But at the same time, I don't want to take away from Russell Westbrook being able to be the facilitator, and, of course, Aaron Gordon hitting the big 3, his second game-winning bucket, so far this postseason. The bigger question that I have with OKC is what they can do defensively to kind of take away Jokic's effectiveness on the offensive side, because we're starting to see Denver operate at a high level with a healthy Jamal Murray, a healthy Jokic. It allows everybody else to slot into roles where they're much more comfortable. But I also think it bears watching that Scott Foster has been brought off the scrap heap. He'll be back to officiate the game tonight. And we know what his nickname is when it comes to the NBA, the good old extender being out there. So if we saw Jokic pick up a couple of chintzy fouls early in this game, I think things can snowball. It's definitely Thunder or pass. But again, you're not stealing anything, laying the big number here on the zigzag with a team in desperation mode. I think I'd feel a little bit more comfortable watching this game and seeing if Oklahoma City got up 6 to 8 points and had a chance to extend. So should be an interesting game to say the least, but I have to side with both home teams here if I was going to get involved in the two tilts tonight.
Agreed.
I like how you put that, if I was going to get involved.
I am.
I know that. That's why I didn't say if Slay was going to get involved. I said if I was going to get involved.
Toronto leads series 1-0. That was a great game in Game 1. Panthers,
come on, Florida.
Panthers at Maple Leafs. Panthers, again, the favorite on the road in Toronto. -140 is the last price I saw. 6 o'clock on ESPN. What do you think?
Yeah, big number here for Florida. I mean, they closed -121 in Game 1. Now, I know Toronto will be going to their backup goalie, Anthony Stolarz, of course, dealing with concussion symptoms. We saw him losing his cookies on the bench and sent to the hospital for further examination. So Joseph Woll gets the nod in net. And while Joseph Woll was kind of relegated to number 2 duty this season, last year in the playoffs, he acquitted himself well, even when Toronto came up short against the Bruins in that opening round. The thing for me, I can't get anywhere close to this number. It feels like a must-win for Florida, which it probably is, but odds makers are no dummies, and that's why this number is jacked up, 20 to 25 cents higher than what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah.
My numbers on the Leafs are higher than the betting market, and I found myself backing Toronto more often than not, at least in this potential series. If the number drifts out to 135, that would kind of be my buy point, widely available on the Leafs. Candidly, I'm hoping it doesn't get there. Because I do think Florida wins the game, but I just can't get to the way Florida is being bet right now. I expect a much better bounce-back effort, but I think the Leafs are being completely undervalued as far as the betting market is pricing them out for Game 2.
So I know it's minus 140 for Florida, but I didn't look on Toronto's side of things.
Yeah, plus 120, 125. You shop around, there is some plus 130. So I'm going to wait this thing out as long as possible. If I can get a plus 135, that's widely available. It'd be a small value bet on the Maple Leafs, but it's Maple Leafs or pass. You're not going to get me to the window laying a price with Florida.
Okay.
Win or lose long term, I think Florida wins this game more often than the betting market suggests.
So I think if people read between the lines, you just gave them some interesting little nuggets in terms of like thinking Florida will win, but like depending on price, that's actually what matters for you.
100%. It's all about the number. I mean, look, if I knew who was going to win these games before they started, this would be a much more lucrative profession. But when you're talking about in the NHL playoffs where things are largely coin flips and when they boil down to matchups, I mean, you're consistently laying $1.40 to $1.45. The clip you have to win at substantially higher than taking underdogs. And it was kind of my strategy in last night's games that I think both underdogs could win. Probably not, but if I bet them both like I did with the Caps and the Oilers, all I had to do was get a split and was able to turn a little bit of profit for a Tuesday night.
Last one, Dallas and Winnipeg start their series tonight. Jets slight favorite, 8:30, ESPN2. Jets at home. What do you think?
And this is a game that I actually have a bet on. I took Winnipeg right around even money. I have no problem laying the minus 104, minus 105. That should be widely available for all the listeners that are out there. A lot of people pointing to the emotional toll that the Jets winning in Game 7 in improbable fashion on Sunday
It was so great, wasn't it?
For the team. Now, better if I didn't have the St. Louis Blues plus $1.60.
Oh, sorry.
But other than that, from a pure hockey fan standpoint, I had to appreciate it. And you like some of the narratives around Connor Hellebuck, who'd been haunted by some of these playoff demons. The big thing in the game tonight is monitoring the injury report. It looks like Mark Scheifele, Winnipeg's best center, is going to return to action, although he's still officially listed as a game-time decision. I don't expect him to get Josh Morrissey or Logan Stanley back. Miro Heiskanen going to be ruled out again for the Dallas Stars, and we'll monitor and see if Jason Robertson returns to action. But the one thing for Dallas is this is a team who hasn't come out playing on their front foot in a lot of these series under head coach Peter DeBoer. Winnipeg, one of the more underrated home ice advantages that we've seen in the postseason. Just ask the Blues how electric that building could be. And I think it's much more important for Winnipeg to get out of the gates quickly. So I look for Hellebuck to be better than Jake Ottinger in this game. And I actually think the number is a little bit short here with Winnipeg. I make them closer to $1.15 to do $1.18 favorite. Wow. So anything minus 105 or better, I'm happy to back the home team.
There you go. There's Todd Furman at Todd Furman on Twitter or X. Bet the Board podcast. Thank you, Todd.
Always a pleasure, guys. Enjoy the games the rest of the week.
More 30 Tell coming up. Stay tuned. I want to tell you about United Structural Systems. This is the company you need to contact if you're having foundation repair issues or waterproofing issues. This company is absolutely amazing. The quality, the reputation, the expertise, the integrity. You get all that with United Structural Systems. Check them out online, USSTN.com. Free estimates, no down payment, financing available, transferable warranty available. Foundation and waterproofing company serving Middle Tennessee area since 1994. They are licensed and insured. And maybe you've got waterproofing issues. We've had a lot of rain over the last month, and maybe you've got standing water in your crawl space, musty odor in your place, cracks in basement flooring, hardwood floors cupping. Your house is maybe trying to tell you something. Putting off a moisture issue in your home is bad for your health. It could lead to more expensive repairs down the road. United Structural Systems is there ready to help you. This company has been in business again since 1994. Over 30,000 100% satisfied residential customers, and you can give them a call, 615-488-7855. Homeowners trust USS, keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS. Again, 615-488-7855, USSTN.com.
Mother's Day, it's here. Don't screw it up. And if you want to win Mother's Day and, have the reputation as the best gift giver in the family, let me tell you what you need to give the moms in your life. An Aura digital picture frame preloaded with pics and videos. Maybe you have dogs. Maybe you have kids. Maybe your moms live far away. This is the best frame to give them because they don't even have to be there. And Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day, too. Limited time. You can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. Get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's what we gave our moms. That's auraframes.com. Use promo code ZONE.
find it difficult to talk over that groove. You know what I mean? Like, I just saw something on Quincy Jones calling Eddie Van Halen for the guitar solo in here. It was Michael Jackson's idea, but Quincy called Eddie Van Halen, and Eddie was, like, surprised. And he was like, yeah, I'll come do it. Like, they didn't talk money or anything. And Eddie Van Halen just went in there and did it. I don't think he made anything off of doing the guitar solo for Billie Jean.
It was a lot of flavors. It was a lot of favors for favors back then.
That's what we were talking about with Christopher Cross and I want to say Michael Bolton. It wasn't him. Who's your boy you were talking to with the silver hair that lives here?
David Huff. Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
Oh.
I did run that Huff name by a guy that knows Keith Urban or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, that dude's incredible! Like he's incredible.
Cool guys."
You just ran into him at the bar.
Mm-hmm. Where we at?
Jay Alexander's.
Jay Alexander's. Thank you.
I remember weird stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one to remember.
I don't
but
remember anything.
anyway, you just went to the MJ show at TPAC.
Yes.
And you would advise people to do that.
Absolutely. Listen, they tell you don't record. I recorded with my meta glasses, but I didn't post. I was about to post.
Look at you. You're like a spy now.
Yeah, I was about to post.
He's like
and I
James
said, you know
Bond over there.
I don't want them coming back to me. Like, what are you doing? Posting
They can
this?
find you.
I know.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
You're
awesome.
very recognizable.
Yeah, that's why I said, nah. I ain't going to post it. I should have sent it to somebody else to post it.
That's funny. Your glasses.
I'm tripping. You're stupid.
Slay sent us a story today that's right up our alley. So there's a really weird thing involving meth and a raccoon in Ohio, which will surprise no one that it happened in Ohio.
Yeah, buddy.
But this video, man.
The raccoons, too.
So this lady.
Oh, my gosh.
I love this.
Hey, man, we can have a show with all drops. Hey, that was good, man. Hey, man. All right.
So when I saw this story come across our feed, I was not surprised that a raccoon, a meth pipe, and Ohio were all linked. So this woman gets pulled over, and the cop has the cam on his,
the body cam.
Body cam, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get him pulling her out of the car, and he didn't pull her out. Like she was like, okay, whatever, blah blah blah. He was like, he had her on suspended license or something like that. So he gets her out of the car, puts her in cuffs.
Mm-hmm.
He closes the car door. Then he realizes that there is a raccoon in the car, and the raccoon has a meth pipe. And so the cop actually laughs about it.
Yeah.
You can see the raccoon in the front seat with the pipe.
Trying to smoke the pipe.
And the cop goes, oh, he's trying to smoke it. And he starts laughing. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, Pete is going to murder this dude.
This is a full-body raccoon, too. Like, this ain't no just baby coon.
No, it's a full-body raccoon. And I've told y'all, man, raccoons, stay away. They're smart.
Man, and they got hands.
They're calculated.
Yep.
And this guy, reaches in and grabs the meth pipe away from a raccoon. I'm like, dude, I'm not reaching my hand anywhere near a raccoon, and I'm certainly not taking away his damn meth pipe.
Yeah.
No.
Because he was trying to smoke it. You don't know if he did.
Yeah, he took two of them away.
My man had two meth pipes.
Yeah, in the driver's seat. And the raccoons.
I mean, it was in the
mouth.
In his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, they got real hands. Raccoons do.
I mean, they're just
they're
mini.
small. Yeah.
My story about the raccoon is the house that I grew up in Green Hills, and the people before us had changed the garage into a den, right? Like a living room area. And that's where we watch TV and all that stuff. Well, it had a big plate glass window that looked into the backyard. And so at night, I can't see out the window, but you can see in. Mm-hmm. So my mom happened to turn the light on, which we never did in the backyard, and I saw a raccoon standing there through the window. And I was like, crap. And she was like, get it. And I'm like, what am I going to do with that thing?
Yeah.
So I thought I could just shoo it away. So I got a broom. I opened the back door, and then we had a screen door, and that thing stood up when he saw me on his leg,
mm-hmm.
his two legs stood up.
Yeah.
And so I opened the screen door and held the broom up, and I could see him calculating the situation and how he was going to get that broom out of my hands and use it on me. Like that's what. So you know what I did? I closed the door and I let him be.
Like a smart human being.
And this guy's going to reach in and take a crack pipe from somebody or a meth pipe from somebody?
Two of them. I mean, they're about the same. Meth pipe, crack pipe.
That whole thing was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's almost as crazy as Dawn apologizing for something.
Yes, it was my error.
What was that, Babsy?
Hey, when did I say that?
It doesn't matter. It's on recording. See,
B,
watch this.
yes, it was my error. Do you hear the vitriol that
Yes, every bit of
I have in my voice?
What had happened was Slay wasn't here that day, and I forget what happened.
I remember what happened.
Okay, good, because I led her into that, which usually she doesn't fall for that.
It was,
but she did reluctantly, clearly.
She was doing one of her trivia Thursdays for her legacy group read, and she read a different question than what had sent to us for that Thursday. And so I was back here like, that is not the question. Like, because I was like, oh, no one's ever going to get this.
Yeah, because you looked like a idiot when I said,
yeah, I did.
So before the question was asked, Zeph had read the email, and you read a different question live on air than he was anticipating. So he had said, nobody's going to get this. And then you read like a legit question.
That was really easy. Yeah. Well, somewhat easy.
No, it wasn't easy.
I didn't get it. I forget what it was, but I didn't get it.
It was who's the leading scorer in Titans history. It was Aldo Greco, the kicker.
Aldo Greco. But I went Oilers, so I went, George Blanda, who played till he was 70. But yeah,
which
so
was a good guess.
So then I led Babs into like, who was wrong there? Like, who made that mistake? And then she said, reluctantly,
yes, it was my error.
I can't believe you.
I got to go delete that crap. And don't let my husband hear that.
Yeah, you put that on the ringtone.
He already asked for us to send it to him. So.
I hate y'all.
When that happened, he immediately texted me and he goes, did she just say she was wrong? I was like, yeah, we have it on tape.
Babsy.
Yes, it was my error. We got to take a break.
Oh, we're way past.
Stop.
Yes, Zeph, stop. We'll be right back.
What's happening, y'all? It's time, fellas. You're looking for that little jump. Well, you or your spouse, you're looking to lose weight, too. What about that? Time for the summer? Head on over to Low T Center for prescription weight loss treatment options, including semaglutide. How about that? You want that? You want to put that in there? Semaglutide. There it is. I said it right that time. Semaglutide. I say it again. If you qualify for treatment, you can get a free B12 shot when you start. The offer is limited, so you got to book now with fixmylowt.com. Go on over there, fixmylowt.com, and get it started. Now, also understand, with the weight loss comes also people that understand exactly what you're going through, the experts. Low T Center, they've been changing patients' lives for over 15 years, and I can feel the difference. I'm telling you, when you get up in the morning, you're on the side of the bed, and you can't just, not ready to go, your level's probably low, man. You need to get over and get them tested, get it right back, and find out what your solution is. All you got to do is go to lowtcenter.com.
All right, maybe your monthly bills are keeping you up at night. You need to call Loan Pronto. If you're like a lot of people, you've racked up a sizable amount on your credit card and monthly payment not making a dent in it. Time to call Loan Pronto. If you own a home, there is a way, an easy way to get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash out of the equity in your home. And Loan Pronto has lots of options for helping you tap into that equity to get the cash you need to get back. Most homeowners who do this end up wiping out all of their credit card debt. And then on top of it, they cut their monthly expenses by $1,000. You don't have to keep stressing about money. Call Loan Pronto. Let them help you out for fast debt relief thanks to your home. Call them now. 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. 5780, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Good evening. It's 5:04. I'm Justin Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Plenty of NFL news going on today. The Titans signed veteran defensive tackle James Lynch to a one-year deal. He was originally with the Titans on the practice squad before last season, but earned a roster spot and appeared in all 17 games, recording 20 tackles and a sack. They also waived injured wide receiver Tay Martin and linebacker Kyron Johnson. This morning, the Steelers traded wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 6th-rounder to the Cowboys for a 2026 3rd-rounder and a 2027 5th-rounder. The plan is for Pickens to play out his rookie contract with Dallas. Also, the Jacksonville Jaguars released wide receiver Gabe Davis, who last offseason signed a 3-year, $39 million contract. Davis played 10 games with the Jag, catching 20 passes for 239 yards. For your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. It was Beat It, and I know that with Eddie Van Halen. I don't know what I was doing with Billie Jean.
It was all over. That's all right.
It's because Billie Jean was playing.
Yeah, I know, but I know that Eddie Van Halen has did the guitar solo and Beat It forever since it happened.
No, you are.
Man, say weird things in a microphone sometimes. Speaking of, Brinker the Boa said the pipe was in the raccoon's mouth. That is definitely true.
I said that.
Yep. You did.
I said that too.
Yeah.
He was smoking it.
Yeah, he was.
Nick, this is a good one. New accessory for T-Rack.
That's what made me die laughing. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Nick, you need to retire from the chat today. That you're not going to do better than that.
That was a good one right there. That was a real good one.
William said, man, I saw that raccoon crazy. Yeah, we were talking about a story in the last segment if you're just tuning in, but about a raccoon, a meth pipe in Ohio. Like all three of those things were happening.
In the driver's seat.
And so then we led perfectly into Zeph's little soundbite from Babs where I said, the only thing crazier than that is Babsy taking responsibility for something.
Yes, it was my error.
She is not happy. Hi.
Hey.
What up, Babsy?
That was amazing. Damn, you look nice, sister.
She ready to roll somewhere. What are you rolling to, Babsy?
Have a dance banquet.
Don't get all excited.
Yeah,
It's a big opportunity for these kids to dance for you.
They're not dancing. It's a dinner. It's like the end of the year banquet.
But then they continue in the summer, right?
They never stop.
That's what I was going to say. So why have a banquet?
Then why the banquet? Yeah, why the banquet?
Just say we having a dinner.
Celebrate the year.
Yeah, starting it back up.
Yay.
Slay Dog is here. He's not going to the banquet.
I'm in the building. Better be ready.
For the show.
Every once in a while people tell us, hey, I was just in such and such place and they're playing the show on their speakers inside the business. And so we like to give shout outs when that happens. And Helen's over there in Smyrna on Sam Ridley Parkway.
What up?
They got
Playing
us on
3HL.
big screen.
Oh, they got the YouTube video.
Yeah, they got like 6 screens on. Yeah.
Oh.
We're on. What up, y'all?
What are you doing? You look great.
I don't know. Well, I am dressed today.
Yeah.
And I have makeup on.
I'm dressed today. That's interesting. Speaking of, Chris Slade chiming in the chat on Facebook. Hi, Slade. Hi, Babs. Hi, Mayor.
Oh, I didn't even know on Facebook.
Hi, Chris.
Get in there. Hey, shouldn't you be working, Chris? You don't have time to play
Frying
around.
up some chicken. I'm going in there. I'm telling you. I don't drive all that much, but I will drive to Smyrna. And
You don't drive that much.
I will drive to Smyrna and go get some Helen's chicken. But yeah, if you hear 3HL on or the Zone on, let us know. And we do
shout out your business for giving us love.
We do shout outs here, presented by your mom and them.
I go try some of that good chicken too, man.
Or is it Unc down the street? It's your mom and them?
Mom and them?
Okay.
What Unc do?
Announcements are your mom and them.
Yeah.
Shout outs
Unc
are
is a
Unc
shout.
down the street.
Yeah.
Because he's just sitting on the porch.
What up, Unc? Well,
He might have a bottle in his hand.
She said, I am at work. Good job. Thanks, baby. Get that money. Get that money.
By the way, Ramon just chimed in on YouTube. 3HL versus Arcade Dub is officially activated.
Oh, it's on.
Oh.
It's on.
Would you like to explain in bullet point
Yes.
as to why he might have said that?
The reason he
Or
said that
written it?
is because they had a segment of overhyped events, meaning like the ESPYs was one that was brought up, the Grammys, the Derbies. Someone said the Masters. Like an event is cool. I understand it. William Bowling went out and said that the NBA, and my whole thing is, all right, that's cool. Regular season, I'm fine with that. If you leave it at that. But to have a sense of what's going on in the room and then to say after 4 games where the road team won in the fashion that they won in these playoffs was ridiculous. This was it. And for him to stand on and say, I liked when, I just don't like that. He also said, I would like the Grizzlies if they were in Nashville. I thought you just said you don't like NBA, so you just like everything Nashville. What are you talking about?
A lot of people are like that.
What?
All right, that's cool.
I would be like that.
A lot of people don't like soccer, but they support Nashville SC because of,
I'm not supporting
the whole Nashville
because
thing.
now I'm after William Lee, and he calls the NSC game, so I'm after him. So we have something going. So I'm not supporting that little weak American soccer game when the European football is the real thing.
Hold on.
Then that's what I'm rolling with. No, I'm not holding on.
No,
I'm not holding
I'm
on.
hitting the brakes.
I don't care. I don't care, Babsy. I'm still not doing it. Not me. Not until it's a public apology about the playoffs of NBA basketball. And when it is, then I'll stop. But until then, he said I want to see games when they were played, like when they were played in the 70s and 80-point range. That game was never played unless you were born in the 1940s. And that's the only time it was played in the 70s and 80s. After that, it's never been played in the 70s and 80s. So when he stood on that, I'm standing on this. So, little hand wheel, I'm glad Babsy had her hands up. Her hands are way bigger than Will's.
Babs has long fingers. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like
I have really long fingers.
She would swallow his little hands.
Did you see what she was doing?
Yeah, no, I missed it.
She pointed at you.
Oh,
I was showing you my long fingers.
on Babsy.
She said you were number one.
Lady.
But like the palm of her hand is not very big.
Yes, but this is to say all that. This is the reason Ramon said that it was y'all ain't apologizing.
Meanwhile, when we went to do the Big Orange Caravan at Geodis Park, we were in the Transcard Premier Club.
Yep.
And remember, I pulled it up, like how to buy tickets from there, and I still have it up. I'm going to buy tickets in that place. That thing is incredible.
What's that?
The Transcard Premier Club where we were.
Not me.
With the all-inclusive food and beverage. And
I'm going to be there. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
I'm going to watch the soccer guys
turn that TV off.
Run around.
Hey, hold on.
Yes.
You can have your beef.
No.
No, let me finish.
Okay.
With young Will.
Yep.
But we support everything Nashville.
Not of you. I did.
And definitely
I did before.
Definitely Nashville SC. Lucas Panzica's involved in that.
Yeah, I support Pan.
Okay.
Great commentator for the great sport of European soccer.
I will say that the timing of Bowling's
You're incredible.
NBA hate is a little off because I feel like the playoffs have been really entertaining.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Jonathan said this
And
playoffs has been better than
overhyped
previous
at all.
years.
Then a whole lot of them.
And that's coming from me,
Now,
who
what you should've
everybody
said-
knows. I don't want to talk
Guess
about
what
the
you-
NBA in the regular season.
Guess what you could have jumped out there and said, and I would agree with you. NBA All-Star Weekend, absolutely overhyped.
Yeah.
The NFL Pro Bowl, absolutely like those are events
Yes.
that's overhyped. You're talking about more than the NBA play. Come on, dog. Get out of here.
Big Savage
I
says,
understand
LOL, y'all quit hyping it up. He spoke his piece.
No, I'm speaking it again, Savage. Can't stop this train.
Ramon said, we ain't apologizing.
Good. We don't want you to.
Friday, 9:20.
Yeah, I'm going to let him have it. What he wants to see is, and this is the crazy thing, Havlicek stole the ball. He want to see that style of basketball. Even they were scoring a whole lot of points. Like, what are you talking? It was so many Hall of Famers. It's never been a 70s and 80s point game. Just say you don't like basketball. I can understand that. Just go stand on that. Yeah, that's cool. But don't be bragging about when Darius Garland is playing or somebody from Brentwood Academy makes it or something like that. Like, no, don't do that. They went to the game. So when they come back, don't be all in their face smiling and kikiing and trying to take pictures and all that because you don't even like the sport they play.
Ramon says, I got Will in the wrestling match against Mayer. Okay, no. Babs versus Kayla in a softball home run contest, and me and Savage in a free throw contest. Wait a minute. Why do you and Kayla get to hit a softball? You and Savage shooting free throws, and then me and Will got to like wrestle.
Y'all gonna oil up and wrestle against?
I got $100 on 3HL, by the way.
There you go. There you go, Zephyr. Like it, Zephyr. Way to ride with your group.
I'm gonna put $100 on each of them, so it's $300.
Like it, Zephyr.
No doubt.
And we taking you over.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Vandy Man AD, Mayor gonna pile drive Will. I love Will. Like I don't want to pile drive Will.
I do too, but I'm just.
But would you do it for the show?
I'm not giving Will any passes.
What would you do it for the show?
I mean, I'll do it to support my
answer
teammate.
should be
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there
like
it
what
is.
the hell, you are?
Yes.
I never said no. I never said no.
Okay.
But I'm not a violence guy.
Yeah, we don't
His
care. You don't have to
name
explain. I know.
is the mayor for a
You don't
reason.
gotta explain. We know you're not.
He just wants to.
My answer was I support my teammates.
But
No, I didn't say but.
okay.
Y'all just took it and ran with it before I even had a chance to answer.
But they're our teammates too, so
Yeah,
which
that's
is where
true.
this
That's
is a
true.
weird conversation.
It is a
Okay,
weird
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
I-
Anyway,
Thank you.
I do think it would be
3HL
fun.
for them.
Yes.
I do think it would be fun to set up a basketball game or maybe a softball game with 104.5 The Zone on-air hosts against WTN. Although there are more of us than them. But
It's a lot of them.
no, there's a lot of us.
Oh yeah, we spanking anybody.
Politics, you can do one-person shows because every topic is a 50-50 topic. You don't get that in sports. So there's a
Good
little nugget.
smoothie.
You made me think I ain't have my mic off. I had my mic off.
Oh, I heard it. Why are we picking softball? What about volleyball? Y'all can't
there you
hang?
go. Yeah, I'm with volleyball.
Yeah, we can do volleyball.
I mean, I just played with a bunch of Olympians. I'm ready.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
I know. You're an all-star. I'll tell you this. I will die trying to win. If there's a dive needed to get a ball, I'm your man. I will do it without even
believe that.
hesitation.
But we know soccer doesn't even make it to
Okay,
7.
between the two shows, though, it might be the most competitive people
Ain't no
ever.
question.
It could get ugly.
Yeah, because Buck doesn't need to be involved, does he?
Buck doesn't want to be involved.
Nope, Buck wants nothing to do with anything.
He'll be on the sideline eating
Well,
popcorn.
Blaine will compete.
Yeah, man.
Scrappy.
Listen, Blaine will take you out.
Yeah.
Right. Hitman.
I don't know about Zach yet. I don't know him well enough to see what he would do in a physical activity type thing.
Zach lost a toe.
He didn't lose a toe.
What
That's
did he
right.
lose? A thumb or something?
No, it was a toe.
It was a toe.
I mean, he didn't lose it, but he almost lost
He
it.
stubbed his toe, and his toenail and the big toe came
Popped off.
off.
Yeah, like
and
that.
so he was wearing sandals in the cold weather
Yeah, we
because
gotta
he
keep
couldn't
Zach
put
on
his
the sideline,
couldn't put a
too.
shoe on.
on
But,
the PUP list with my guy.
Yeah. Him and Traylon Burks can hang out.
what was I going to do?
Buck and
Oh,
Lucas with
I know what I
PUP.
was going to do. A to Z Sports. Yes, I know we're going to break here in a couple minutes and stuff. But in the next segment, I want to run a story. Zeph found this, I think. Was it you?
Yeah.
About James Pierce Jr. Remember, like, the whole NFL draft process, like every year it happens that there are like 4 or 5 guys that get selected by whomever wants to do this, but like put a bunch of stuff out there on them where you don't even know what's true, if it's true, and they slide in the draft. So that happened to James Pierce Jr. And so there's a story out there that Albert Breer, man, A to Z Sports put this out there, but Albert Breer does an incredible job. And Babs mentioned a story that he wrote not too long ago, and we're mentioning another one for SI, Monday Morning Quarterback. And he outlines how James Pierce Jr. impressed the Falcons. Remember, they traded back into the first round
Go get him.
to pick number 26. They gave up a first-round pick next year to go back up and get him. And there's a really cool story about why they fell in love with him. Like, I think everyone was saying first-round talent, right?
Yep.
But then the dreaded character issues, which I don't know about you, but I never heard that about him from the people I know up there.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know, not that it wasn't true. I don't know, but I'm just telling you I never heard that. So I was surprised when character issues came up about James Pierce Jr.
Talent is always undeniable. We see it over and over. This is what I was talking about when it came with Shador. So whatever you were hearing, like if you talented enough,
It's not
He's gonna
just
get you.
it's not just the outside rush motorcycle lean thing. He does have that for sure. But when he puts that left foot in the ground, when he's on the right side of the offensive formation, and the tackle moves to the left, and then he goes straight inside him, that's the move where the quarterback gets destroyed. And he did that consistently. So he's got multiple moves.
Yep.
But we will kind of tell you what that story is when we come back. If you want in, 615-737-1045, 615-737-1045 at 3HL on X. And again, you can watch the show live on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. Babs' Prize Closet
Twitch,
opening
please.
up in the next segment.
Or any
Right.
business.
Hey,
you
it's a
walk
good
in.
one, too, by the way. A Mom's Day gift for you.
That is good. And I don't know why I thought about this, but I did hear I had a really good friend that went to the Metallica concert when Limp Bizkit was there on Saturday and heard it was incredible.
Yes.
An
I heard that, too.
incredible
One of
show.
our neighbors went and loved it.
So wanted to put a wrap on that. Oh, when we come back, James Pierce Jr. will tell the story. Next, 3HL. I want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That is where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. My guys at Gupton have you covered, no question about that. The inventory is incredible. You can find all of that online at GuptonMotors.com. All the dealership information is there. All of the inventory is there as well, and all of the deals they have going on now at Gupton you can find right there online. GuptonMotors.com, 24 West to exit 35. And then it's that's about 9 miles outside the city. Then it's a straight shot to the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. And you'll get that done at 3450 Tom Austin Highway, just about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle, car, truck, SUV, Jeep, pre-owned vehicle, the inventory is incredible. Car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you need, they'll point you in the right direction when you tell them what you're looking for, and you'll take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. All of the information is right there online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
All right, y'all, the time comes when you're having a cookout. You know, the summer's about to hit. Everybody, adults are back on the patio having a cocktail or maybe a brew, or somebody's, occupied on the grill and can't get out and go do something. You need somebody to run to the store. And Babsy yells across like, "Hey, Thatcher, go to the store, go get some ice for us." A number that he should have is Bart Durham Injury Law. You got to have that number because he know mom's and dad number. What you think about that, Yor?
Thatcher's going to call Bart Durham and them?
Just saying. Got to make sure you have that number because if he takes the car and he's just now about to start driving, you want to have him safe.
My man ain't even 16 yet, but he's ready.
Exactly.
I love it.
Hey, man, but this is the thing. Anything can happen once you give those kids the keys to the cars. They never been out there on the road. So you want to feel safe? This is where Blair Durham's number is saved in that phone will help. I promise you. That's exactly what they do. They go out there and fight and take care of everything from the moment you call to getting you the compensation you deserve. 615-242-9000, just in case. Bart Durham Injury Law.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Here's Beat It. I'm such an idiot sometimes. A lot of the times.
My brother nails this dance.
Oh, yeah?
Like, he's...
You said he could dance like it.
I don't know what the hell happened to me.
You danced on your golf video when you made your putt.
Yeah. Do you want to call that dancing?
Yeah,
though?
people can see it on our socials.
But anyway, yeah, my brother is a phenomenal dancer, and it is like you're watching a white Michael Jackson just nail it. He's really good at it.
See, this is when Ramon doesn't need to start talking about things he doesn't know about.
What?
You follow?
What's he talking about?
He said, time to start working out again, Mayor. Get your wind up. Will Lee got you first. Been working out? Just because you don't know
works out.
doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. Maybe it looks like I don't. There's that.
We never see them.
My big white arms. I'm more of a shoulder arm guy, so I'm trying to get it done. Y'all didn't even look while I did that.
Oh, did you
DoorDash was at my
take
door.
it out? Did you put your sleeve up?
Yeah.
Stop.
And flexed.
Stop.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Here it goes on the chat right now. It's so impressive. Oh, I didn't even get it on camera, really. There's part of my shoulder. Anyway, yeah.
Arm you got there,
I can take Will out for y'all. I'll do it for y'all.
No, do it for you.
I don't need to do it for me.
Yoral.
Knock Trop said, Yoral, your brain just makes parallels. It's not something to be ashamed of.
There you go. Hey, can I do my giveaway real quick?
Yes.
Babs Fries Closet.
Open it up.
Open it up. Let me tell you first before you call what you win from Babs Prize Closet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can win, Mom, 2 tickets to the 6th annual Nashville Rosé Festival coming to East Park on Saturday, May 17th. Plus, I'm not done yet, a $100 gift card from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, which is the best spa in town. Sip on over 100 rosé wines, plus cocktails, brews, and more. Enjoy live DJs, performance art, food trucks, support the Tennessee Breast Cancer Coalition. If you want more details about that or to sign up online, go to 1045thezone.com/contest. Caller number 5, 615-737-1045. Go. Good luck. And take care of Mama.
How about that?
Rosé
It sounded like you
all
were saying
day.
you could win a mom again.
Hey, moms, you can win a mom. No, you can win Mom 2 tickets.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Mom
And a
might
gift
have
card.
preferred those Metallica tickets last weekend. I doubt it. The Rosé Festival sounds good. Like when I
Sounds
read
fun.
that, I was like, oh, this is right up Babs' alley.
Yeah, it is. Sounds so
6th
fun.
annual. You can sip on more than 100 rosé wines plus cocktails, brews, and more. How about that?
Yep.
Winning.
Savage, I ain't getting sensitive. I couldn't care less.
You don't fall for it, Yoral.
I ain't falling for nothing.
Okay.
I just know what would happen if that happened. Remember all that noise pre-draft about
Yes.
potential character concerns with regard to Vols edge rusher James Pierce Jr. Pierce was viewed as a first-round talent by most of the people doing analysis, but perceived character concerns pushed the narrative that he could fall into the second round. Remember, we were talking about maybe the Titans should get back up in the back of the
And
first
go
round
get 'em.
and go get him. We didn't talk about that long, but we did mention it. Falcons, however, were excited about Pierce Jr., traded back into the first round to take him at 26 overall. Albert Breer wrote a cool story. Again, A to Z Sports put this out here today, and I'm glad they did, and Zeph found it and shot it to us. Albert Breer wrote a cool story for SI this week outlining how James Pierce Jr. impressed the Falcons. So the Falcons brass was set to visit Pierce Jr. in his hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, but it was almost scrapped due to weather. The rain wasn't about to break, and the Falcons didn't want him to risk injury working out in the rain right that close to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Pierce, however, was insistent that the workout would happen. So he was trying to find an indoor spot to rent out himself to hold the visit and the workout. So that impressed them. They did reach a compromise, and the compromise was that the Falcons brass would meet Pierce Jr. at the house that he had just bought his mother.
Yeah.
and then bring him to Atlanta for a 30 visit, and that's what happened. So the Falcons were so impressed that he was really trying to make that happen, that they weren't worried about whatever concerns other people were talking about, which is cool because, like, you get to know the guy as opposed to what you read or hear.
Nothing really matters.
And then you can make your decision.
Oh, and that's why they always say when it comes down to the draft process, all you need is one.
To fall in love with you.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all. One of the 32 teams or 30 teams or however many teams it is in whatever league you're trying to play in. That is all.
But what's impressive about it, I think, is not only did they want him, they must have gotten some intel that somebody, one of those really good teams at the back end of the first round was about to draft him. Like, couldn't you see him in Philly or something like that?
Yeah, that was going to be a steal regardless.
Right?
Like, yeah.
For, like, you get this edge rusher guy, you can play him however many snaps you want. You can make him a rotational guy, however you want to do it at the beginning, and that would fit a really good team easily.
Yep.
And push them over where they already are.
You let them go there, you'll be regretting it.
So the Falcons liked him so much and were so concerned that somebody was going to take him back into first round that they gave up a first-round pick in 2026.
Where's he from?
To go get him. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah. All right. So he close to home and everything. Yeah, that's a good move. All you got to do is find one you like, man. It's real simple. Real simple. Just make sure you're in Isaiah Wilson.
I mean, could you imagine if the Chiefs would have ended up with him? And that would be a totally Chiefs pick, right?
Yeah, or an Eagles. Like when you said Eagles, that's most definitely an Eagles pick.
615-737-1045 if you want in at 3HL1045.
Yep.
Did we have a winner, Zeph?
Chicken dinner?
Yes, Jeremy Davis.
Jeremy. I think, is Jeremy in the chat?
Jeremy.
Sometime?
I think so. I recognize that.
Yeah,
Should we not have announced who won that?
Oh.
I just started thinking about that.
What we give them?
Mother's Day thing.
No, let the mama be happy. Leading up to it.
That's a good call.
Yeah,
Was it a moment's piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was going to surprise her.
Is they going to be surprised?
You think?
They're going to be surprised twice. When they get it, they just heard
Well,
it.
what if she was listening?
3 times. And when they walk in a moment's piece, you can't help but be surprised when you walk in a moment's piece. I don't care what's going on.
What if she heard it and then she doesn't get it?
Then Jeremy in trouble. we ain't got nothing to do with that right there. That ain't on us. No, we can't do nothing.
That's not on us.
Gift. No, we just present the gift. That's it.
What you do with the gift is
that's
up to
on
you.
brother. Choose wisely.
Dewey Cheatham House said, what if the Ravens would have ended up with James Pierce Jr.?
Staying away from this.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to leave that one alone.
I did hear that the Ravens liked him. Maybe that was the team that they were trying to get in front of it.
Any team known for getting to the quarterback? We just watched the team win the Super Bowl by doing it. Baltimore definitely want to do it.
Wouldn't it be nice to be that good and pick at the end of the first round and then get a guy that people think,
where you can plug and play instead of rebuild? Yeah. Yes.
Where you can get a rotational edge rusher?
Yes.
That makes you immediately better?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're already good?
We were there 4 years ago.
4, huh?
And we got Isaiah Wilson.
What do you think Isaiah Wilson's doing right now?
Caleb Farley.
I hated that he didn't work out.
Traylon Burks.
Because Caleb Farley not working out wasn't really on him. Isaiah Wilson, that was all on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah, that was definitely that made 2 plays, man. One of them was special teams.
I thought they both were.
Was both of them?
I think it was 3. I think it was 3 special teams plays. Is that not right?
That's tough.
I'm trying to erase that from my memory, but yeah, I don't know.
So what did he get paid? He get paid for 3 years?
Zeph said he got a $5 million guarantee, right?
For Isaiah Wilson?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I can look it up.
That's tough, man. That's the lottery right there.
You can watch the show live, YouTube,
Imagine
Facebook,
what he
live,
could
Twitter,
have
and
made
Twitch.
if he was what he should have been.
That's right.
Oh, I'm with you.
Listen, how many players would kill for that opportunity?
Opportunity, and you just threw it away.
His signing bonus was just under $6 million. Guaranteed at signing was $11.3 million.
11.3. Slade just laughed.
And when that special teams play, didn't he get knocked on his butt? Didn't he get knocked backwards?
I mean, Slade, he took his $11 million, man.
Do you know how
and went to the house?
You know how bad you got to be to just squander the opportunity in professional sports? Because to get in the door, that's
so hard.
I mean, and once you in, they don't want y'all. for the people at home that don't know, they don't want to get rid of you. Like, I mean, you got to go out
that
here.
is a hardcore
Like,
failure
yes.
on your part as
like,
an
you
organization.
got to do some crazy stuff, like something not law-abiding, or like you got to do some.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like to get kicked out. Like we are done. Wash your hands.
Especially that fast because you're admitting mistake, and none of those GMs want to do that. They want to give you as much rope as you can have.
Especially the first rounder. Even if it don't work out for that team for 3 years, somebody else, they always say, oh, he was a former first rounder. He got talent there. Let me take a chance. Let me kick the tires.
I'll give him another contract and take a chance because I can fix him.
They always end up on multiple teams.
Like, he didn't even do enough to,
exactly.
like, stick.
Yeah, man, that's wild, man. That's tough.
To stick off reputation.
That's tough.
I mean.
That's tough. That's a tough
I mean,
place.
listen, that's one of the main big things you can point to as to why the Titans are in the situation they're in right now.
3HL 1045 The Zone. If you want in, 615 737 1045. More 3HL next.
What's happening, y'all? PAI Medical, where you should go to WeGrowHair.com to get you a little touch-up. You know, you want the sunroof to be closed? Well, you go to sunroof places, and that's what We Grow Hair. But I'm talking about on the top of your head. You get there at 615, people, 376-6010. That is the number to dial. You sign up, get your consultation. That's free. So you go in there and you understand exactly what you want to have done, and then they explain what they can do for you. So a boost of confidence is right there for you. It's easy to do. Want to look and feel great about yourself? Well, 2025 is the year for you to go on and get in there. No one else in Tennessee has the ARTIS robotic FUE procedure, and We Grow Hair's high-density hair transplants. They give you 2 times more hair in one procedure. And you can go in there daily, well, every other day, and have a fast 45-minute laser PRP treatments. And to Mayor's point, that does not hurt. It's not painful. You're just sitting under the lamp. It's not a heating lamp, none of that. It's just working right there, get them follicles back moving the way they're supposed to, and get you back in the game. 615-376-6010, WeGrowHair.com.
All right, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Pella is celebrating 100 years in business this year. What does that mean for you? Well, that means that you know it's a company you can trust. You know it's a company that does things right. And there's no way in the world they'd be around for 100 years if they didn't. Lifetime warranties on all of their windows and doors. And on top of that, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville also backs their work up with warranty and offers a 10-year labor warranty, which is leading in the industry. They have the staff in place to support you, the customer. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville are the best. I've used them and actually are just adding another new door to the house. Also, they want to give you a deal. The Dawn deal is what we call it. We change it every month. And this month, couple days left, 55% off qualifying installations and no interest if paid in full within 12 months. No promo payments due, plus an additional $250 off of your order. This one's the best one yet. New doors, new windows, you need them. Now's a great time. Schedule a free consultation online. Just go to PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Babsy has headed toward dance banquet. Little kid dance banquet. Yeah.
I was thinking, you had me thinking they about to dance at a banquet.
Maybe they are.
They may have some in the store. Everybody stand up at their tables and start doing a little dance.
As much money as you pay to do that stuff.
Yeah. Good luck, y'all. Have fun with that, Babsy. I'm going to text her throughout.
How fast do you think she's going on 65? Oh, she's not going 65.
She's here.
She's downtown.
You meet the nanny.
615-737-1045. You want in real quick? We can do it.
Parsley, too?
You got a parlay?
I do have a
3HL bingo card. I didn't write anything down today, and I certainly should have because you gave a lot of ammunition. But sometimes I get mentally sidetracked. So,
sorry.
If you want to sponsor the 3HL bingo card, you certainly can.
Yes,
Just reach out to Zeph. We'll get you in touch with the right people. How about that? 615-737-1045. You got a parlay for tonight?
I have a parlay for tonight.
Can I lead into, is this NBA?
This is how you want it. That's the question.
How do you want it?
Yeah, I have a player. Dang.
Do you have NHL at all?
Yep.
Okay, NHL Panthers at Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs. Who's that, Elmer Fudd?
Yeah. I got the
Maple Leafs.
The Maple Leafs are paying.
Wait, do you want the intro?
Absolutely, Zephyr.
I forgot we had this.
What gets me?
Parsley, let's start in the NHL. So Panthers at Maple Leafs. Panthers are a favorite on the road. They were in game one, too, but they lost 4-3.
But the top goalie, the goaltender for Toronto Maple Leafs, went down with a concussion, so he's out. I picked Florida for game one. I'm picking Florida game two, man. They tied this thing up 1-1.
I'm with you on Florida on that one.
Okay.
So was Todd, even though he's not betting it.
I went money line on it, too, not the spread.
Yes.
For the record.
Stars at Jets. I like that Winnipeg team, man. Jets, emotional hangover off the game 7, scoring 2 goals with no goaltender in the net.
That was crazy.
In the last 2 minutes.
That was crazy.
I think officially the last one went through the net at 2.2 seconds, but like when they initially did it, it was 1.6.
I would say this, Euro.
Crazy.
Anytime you have a hangover, it's best to be at home. You know where Winnipeg is playing?
At home.
At home. So
they are a
get good
slight
rest.
favorite, too.
So I'm taking them money line. That is your hockey. You can put that in a parsley. Parsley. Here we go. All right.
NBA. Let me offer a little.
Go on, give me something because I got player props in the NBA too.
It is home team bounce back night in the NBA tonight. The Knicks came from 20 down to beat the Celtics in overtime in Boston on Monday. Celtics again 15 of 60 from 3. 45 missed threes are an NBA playoff record. Boston favored by 10.5. Do they bounce back? Do they cover?
Man,
6 o'clock TNT.
This is wild right here. I wish this was I wish this line for the Celtics was at like 8. I even take it at 8.5, but it's not. So
no, it's 10.5.
Yeah, it's 10.5.
Last time I looked, I'm pulling it up now.
No, it's 10.5. That's a lot of freaking points, man. I don't think New York is a rollover and die team. We saw that in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think they're gonna shoot the line out the ball. So you're not gonna get a lot of money with going Celtics money line. So I'm going Celtics like Todd Father said first half. And then I'm going.
What's the first half line? Do you know?
Oh, shoot. I just saw minus 340. Yeah, I mean, it's better than minus 520.
20.
That's all I know. And then when you go with Denver and OKC, I think OKC is going to. They're going to get on Denver head right here, and they're going to play their style of basketball and not let up off the gas, trying to get through the game and understand that we got to play our game the entire time. So I'm going OKC Thunder to cover minus 10. I wish that would drop.
It did drop from 10.5 to 10.
Well, we're going to jump on that then. Jump on there.
8:30 TNT. Last night, the Pacers slid past. Is that it? No, you've got players.
Yeah, that's one. But put that in Put that in right now.
So you got one NHL, one NBA so far.
No, I got 2 NHL, 2 NBA.
Right, but one parlay, right?
I put it all in one parlay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody asked that on the chat.
This gets you to plus 668. Yeah. It just jumped up to plus 674. So you go Florida Panthers money line, Winnipeg Jets money line, Boston Celtics first half money line, OKC minus 10 cover.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's the one that's scary. Y'all want to go first half on that one? On the OKC?
You can do whatever you want. It's the parlay. It's not the mayor's
I'm running with that then. So that bet's in at plus 674. So that one's in. Now the player prop.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay.
And it's only six players, y'all. Jason Tatum over 9.5 rebounds. OG Anunoby over 4.5 rebounds. Peyton Pritchard for the Boston Celtics over 1.5 made threes. Drew Holiday over 1.5 made threes. And this is the reason why. They're playing off Drew Holiday to help a little bit. So the hockey assist will usually go to him. And it ought to be a knockdown because they shot horrible. Jason Tatum, 3+ made threes.
Oh, Lord.
No, he going to shoot him. Derek White, 3+ made threes. That'll get you plus 1657.
Ooh. How many made threes for White?
3+.
3+.
Yep.
Made three. I'm missing one. So Tatum over 9.5 rebounds.
OG over 4.5
over
rebounds.
Over 4.5 rebounds. What's the next one?
Peyton Pritchard. Over 1.5 made threes.
You're liking the threes.
Yeah, because you know they're going to shoot them.
That's true.
Like that's his motto. His motto is to get up 45 to 50 threes a game. They just shot 60. Bring it down.
I had Jaylen Brown at over 1.5 threes in the last game.
Yeah.
He was 1 for 10.
Mm-hmm. And he hit the
all
one
he had
late.
to do was make one of the other 9.
Hit the one late.
What's going on with him?
If you want to get tricky, though.
Tricky to rock around?
Yeah. You want to get tricky, we can throw another player prop bet in there. You want to do that? They got Jokic 28.5 over 28.5 points.
Woo.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
What do you have, 42?
Yep.
The other night?
Mm-hmm. You think he'll do that again?
Probably. I don't think they can defend him, like Furman said.
I'm going to go away from that. I'm going to go Murray over 19.5.
I said yes, so you go away from it.
I
caught that.
I'm going to go Shea Gilgeous-Alexander over. I'm going to go him over 25 points.
You can go him over everything.
Because that man just cooking.
He must have liked watching reading box scores as a kid when you used to read box. I still do it.
I did. My own.
Because he likes to fill it.
Oh.
All of the stats.
No, and the mid-range king. Mid-range king. So I'm going to see what his over-under are for threes because he ain't going to shoot a lot. Oh, see, they got it under 1.5. I can't play with that.
You can't mess with that.
That's
Last night, the Pacers slid past Cleveland 120 to 119. Darius Garland out again for the Cavs. Indiana has a 2-0 lead after winning games 1 and 2 on the road in Cleveland. Tyrese Halliburton had the game-winning 3 at the buzzer last night. I'm sure Halliburton's dad called Giannis to tell him all about it.
Y'all want to hear a stat about Halliburton?
Donovan Mitchell, 48 for Cleveland last night.
He's 10 of 11 in the last 2 minutes a game on go-ahead or game-time shots this season. 10 of 11 this season.
Did we wrap up your second one, or are you still thinking about that one?
Nah, I just went on and let it go. First basket, we can bet on the first basket.
Yeah, I know. Remember I did that a couple times during the NCAA tournament, and you're like,
crazy.
Yorl.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, well, I was just in the moment. Here's $10. I won both of them.
First team basket score. Wow. You can go first basket of the game and first team basket score. You don't know who's going to score.
Total points with a minute in. That was a good one with Florida because they would always shoot a 3 right at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there you go.
That's it, baby.
Coming up on Thursday, Greg Cosell and Big Savagery, Ramon Foster. He might have a couple things to say.
Oh, Vandy Chris, I got you. We will lean into that. We know Vandy takes on Tennessee up on Rocky Top.
I already have all my material
ready
for that.
For it?
Yeah, we haven't presented it yet.
Wait on it. We got time.
They start Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We got time.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Appreciate you guys lifting us up, man. And we do the same, for sure. Thank you for including us in your day and in your lives. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Have a great night. Good night. God bless. See you.
See ya. Oh, man, that's my bad. Wouldn't want to be you.
We can do it at the same time.
Yeah. So
that was Don's part.
Yep. Wouldn't want to be you unless you were going to get a little shout-out and a cleanup. Melo is taking over as the co-GM for Oak Hill Academy with his guy, Bay, who ended up necessarily sent him to Oak Hill. Also,
you said that.
Shout out. Yeah, I just didn't remember Bay was his name.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Vol legend, our guy, the Swamp Rat, man. Dewey
Warren.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, Dewey.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Swamp Rat, man.
I mean, it is.
He can play.
Yes, he could.